We finally return. Great effort by those around us to have us up and running again. Round 14. The status quo in this one is Thornbury. Yes, Thornbury have the lead courtesy of Armand Dawood, who took the absolute roof off the net to open the scoring at this end for Thornbury. And upon the resumption of play in the second half, the Lions have been asking questions, but Ethan Rigg yet to find an answer.
They certainly are yet to find an answer, and Thornbury have defended well. This game's just had a bit of spice added to it as well, so we could be in for a bit of a closing day classic between these two sides. Defensive diligence has been the theme. It was a very tight first half.
Jabo has an opportunity out of nowhere. It was a gift from Caro. Powley across the face. Not cleared yet, and Jabo still has the ball. Lee could not adjust his feet in time, but that play right there sums up how uncertain Pascoe Vale have looked in this game so far.
And that's been the difference. That sums it up. The defensive diligence. Thornbury have been assured at the back. Pascoe Vale have looked nervy. Michael Newman wasn't able to clear his lines when trying to play out. They've been caught as well, and it's why the Lily Whites have the lead. Pascoe Vale have simply just given it away in more dangerous positions.
Here is Michael Newman. Frustrated he appeared to be with Evangelista, the two not combining. Maurizio Novak now in the building. What can he facilitate from the bench? As the over-the-top pass from Powley trickles out of play before Lee could get there. Slingsby back on court. Laretta having quite the shift. Kuradate. Powley had the best read. Jabo. Caro equal to the task. Evangelista chipping down the court, too hot for Caro to handle. Thornbury have had such a good idea on how to approach the lines in this one so far, and it's been a case of proof in the pudding.
And this setup from Thornbury, and as well as teams further down the division, is what's been the kryptonite for Pascoe Vale this season. They've only won once in 5 against the teams in the bottom 3. 3 draws in there as well. However, it's been that inability to put away the teams below them that has harmed them.
Slingsby around Jarvis' chin and in for 2. Bit of afters from the goal scorer. We know his temperament, which is matched by his ability to score. That's why they give him the number 9. Big smile on the face of Ollie Slingsby, who makes it 2-0 to Thornbury United.
And it's a brilliant finish. The way he's able to use his body, shouts for a foul waved away. He would have considered it to be harsh had it been given. The chip over Jarvis' chin is delicate, and it's delightful. The finish is the easy bit after then. It's superb from Slingsby. And Thornbury are having some fun with it on the final day.
Here is Slingsby. DeWood, back to Slingsby. Had an acre of court to run into. It really, at the minute, if you're fresh to the competition, not be aware of who is in the top 4 in comparison to who's been succumbed to automatic relegation. Thornbury showcasing that there's definite quality in the championship, and although they're guaranteed to go out, they're not going to go down without a fight. Evangelista, ball rolling inside. Yet again, Ethan, it's where Pascoe Vale have looked very unsure of themselves.
They've lacked end product, and it's a great drive from Shemazy initially to break that defensive uncertainty. You see the flow of confidence when Evangelista gets it, but it's been the forward options. They've not been willing to commit, and the finishing touch hasn't been there. That's been the real difference. Thornbury have taken those chances and defensively have just looked more settled.
Lamb, Evangelista, back to Lamb. Ball's cut back inside. Shemazy was too advanced to be the recipient. 2-0 the score. Thornbury enjoying their time on court so far.
It's been a lovely Lily White swan song up until this moment in time. Pascoe Vale wanting to spoil the farewell party, but Powley's read that. Slingsby's drop off. Powley once again. Pascoe Vale trying to put themselves about. The Woods ball down the line. It's the right idea, but a rather errant execution. At the moment, it would mean a side relegated would do the double over a side in the top 4. It's not very often you see that. Pascoe Vale still have time to change that. They'll need to move quickly. Evangelista. Charging it, Lee. Can the Lions claw themselves away back? Evangelista got it again. Waited the opening on his own, and Pili was short-sighted and got down to make the save. Tidy intervention made. And a Pascoe Vale corner, which was unable to find anybody, much to the frustration of its taker, Kevin Lamb.
An update from our timekeeper, Jack Boland. 14 minutes remain in this second half.
That's how long the Lions have, and Evangelista wore one. Shemazy is twisting, laid it off for Lamb via a deflection from Lee, who steered it wide for another corner. Ashdawi just lurking on the edge of the area. It's taken out to Evangelista. Tried to be intricate, cut out by Lee, then by DeWood. Slingsby steered it for Lee. It was just logged on. Wood on the follow-in! Arrived unmarked and nearly lashed it into the roof of the net. My oh my, the space opened up. Pascoe Vale in retreat. Left that pocket for an oncoming runner, and Armand DeWood ever so nearly took it on to terrific effect. Nashdali. Evangelista went long and into the arms of Jovan Pili. DeWood to slow it all the way down. Remember, the clock is Thornbury's friend, as is the current situation. Armand DeWood happy to take his time and then gave it away to Lamb. Shemazy sent it back. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Slingsby on the line.
He wore it. Boy, did he wear it, Slingsby. The crown jewels on the line to keep the clean sheet intact for now, and the courage possessed by Ollie as he takes a big, deep breath in and out. While he jostles off to the bench, Ethan, you could hear the impact the ball had made with his body from where we're standing on commentary.
Oh, thud into Oliver Slingsby, who seems to be taking gingerly to the bench. He tended to Luke Powley earlier, unfortunately. He won't be able to return the favour. That's a lovely take. On to Shemazy, they've got one back! Najdawi with a darting run. And Shemazy turns in coolly to give Pascoe Vale a lifeline.
He's been the man the last couple of minutes of play who's taken the attacking onus upon himself. Lots of pressure, lots of idea from Shemazy. And the finish was firmly tucked into the bottom corner of Pili's net. Not much the shot stopper could have done. Cardle kept it alive somehow. Najdawi went down inside the D, and Pascoe Vale, in the blink of an eye, have an opportunity to put this game back on level terms, although the ball, Ethan, was just outside the area.
For a second, Thornbury Hearts might have been in mouths. Close to the edge of the area, will only be a free kick. But what an opportunity to get two in a minute and to launch themselves level. And this is where Thornbury have been susceptible this season. It's the concession of goals one after the other. It's a real killer of momentum for a team who have thrived on it at times.
Najdawi will take. It's Powley in the wall. Cardle to recycle. Shemazy, the recent goal scorer for the Lions. Not around to Wood and out of play. Moreland, Fitzroy not too far away. The Blues have not lost to Fitzroy since the National Championships. It was a 2-0 victory. The game was kept at a deadlock for 40 minutes of stop clock futsal back in January. It was Cosy Russo against a former teammate of his, of Christos Apostolakis, who squeezed it right through the keeper's gates. But since then, Ethan, in SFV competition, the Tigers have not beaten Moreland in 2025. Can they? In the final opportunity they have to do so, which is our next match.
And that is the question that Fitzroy will be asking themselves. It is the longest unbeaten run Moreland have had against them since 2022. So it is something the Tigers would like to break, and along with that, it would cap an invincible season.
Lauretta, nearly around Caro. There might have been an after. Right in front of the Lions' den. Lauretta nods his head as he jostles away. Jin rolls it short for Caro. How will the Lions facilitate this move? Ferrer. That's Dowie and Powley colliding. Ferrer. Backtracking Powley. DeWood on for the pass all by himself. That's Dowie, firm but fair. And away goes the number 11 for Pascoe Vale. Ferrer in support. And Ferrer finds the back of the net. And Pascoe Vale have this game on level terms. They were trailing by 2 goals, but they've gone and found 2 of their own for the score to be locked at 2 goals apiece.
And it's a perfect counter as well from Pascoe Vale. The intent from Nash Dowie is absolutely superb. We said he's a player who's of a really explosive energy. That's the best of it right there. Charging it down to win the ball back, leading the break. The weight is perfect for Ferreira, and the finish is a really good one. Pili was no chance. And we talked about periods of pressure and of momentum. Pascoe Vale have made theirs pay off, and you can feel the energy in this place completely shift. A bench that was incensed in their first half performance are now looking a lot happier.
Powley not away from Najdawi. There'll be protests from the Thornbury Vice. It was on the tarmac. Has makings this one, really doesn't it, Ethan, to just reach that point of boiling over. There's lots of emotion from both benches, and we have 11 minutes left of play.
Rather spicy close to the season. Powley, Loretta. That's a brilliant challenge from Najdawi just to close him down in the nick of time. Jim went on to Ferreira. Shemazy pressed by Sharbo. Ferreira. Lovely ball into Najdawi, who wanted to go away from Loretta. Pascoe Vale urging not to foul, and the ball from Loretta had just too much pace on it for a turning Sharbo. Still they knock on the door. Trying to find a way, both of these teams, to end on a high. It's a good read from Powley for Georgie. Blocked by Shemazy. Najdawi's chest out. Allowed him to then win it. A little trickle out of play. Jackson Georgie with some choice words perhaps. This side ball taken quickly, cut up by Ferreira. Najdawi tried to steer it. Pili came a long way and cleared it to test the touch of Maurizio Novak. Andre Caro. Pascoe Vale pushing. Najdawi. Couldn't spin Powley. Wry smile. A well-telegraphed move. Lamb, Ferreira, Powley and Najdawi resume that battle. Won by Powley on this occasion.
Ooh.
Ferreira pressed by Jarbo, and Jin came sliding to smash it away.
Feels it with Ferreira. He has many voices in his head. But aside from that, Ethan, he also has Aiden Chachi barking at him each time. He's got some involvement with the play. He's got a fair bit to delegate, the number 21 for the Lions, as he embarks on perhaps a long tenure with the club.
Jarbo's corner, fist across for Loretta, who was all on his own and just not able to lunge in and apply the finish. Pascoe Vale caught completely short off a set piece, and Thornbury inches away from making them pay. My word. Well, we talked about the fact that they look so indecisive defensively, Adam. That's branched out to the set pieces as well.
It certainly has. It certainly has. You just wonder how the Lions are to approach things. My word, Caro. Nearly over the top of everybody. Mention being spontaneous. Almost dismissed it initially, but Caro kept everybody guessing.
Ferreira took a deflection. Pili just about kept it in his area. It's a good slide from the keeper, as is the take from Georgie. And Najdawi was there to shut the door. Almost teasing Jackson Georgie. So just go and have a look. Georgie obliged him. And now it's a needless giveaway. Just to give Thornbury a chance at another lunge.
There's the first victim of tonight, that of Pili. Ball hitting the rope, not in play, but we'll still count it.
Lee from the free kick. Blocked by Najdawi. He's just had a rather fiery few minutes. Thornbury's turn to push, having withstood. Stung the palms of Jarvis Gin. Caro. On for Lamb. Wanted Najdawi on the switch. He had to lunge to keep it alive. Couldn't use Jarvis Gin, you know. Two in the same, and Thornbury will have a golden look.
Oof. Well then, Najdawi has been important in this game. He's used his physicality to his advantage. He's certainly been lively offensively, but a defensive blunder results in a two-touch set piece. Thornbury could not get a better glimpse. They have the distance. They just have to now get this ball around the man mountain wall, which is building in black. Lauretta trying to block Jin's view. Malcolm Ewan instructing the referee that Jin's vision might be impaired from the wall as Powley blocked by the keeper. Powley again the second time. The second outcome remains the same. Jin does well.
Terrific. Really terrific from Jarvis Gin.
Danger not averted yet. Powley's effort blocked. Najdawi now rampaging. Took it on. It had venom, but not the direction. As the Lions look to find a quick transition. It was genuine their attempt to find a goal which would have put them in front. That's what both teams are looking for at the moment. Powley, Jabo, out of real estate.
And you can just see those little moments starting to creep in now. Teams having a bit of tiredness, a bit of fatigue from a long season coming into it. A couple of errant balls are starting to make their way through.
9 minutes left of play as Kevin Lamb goes inside off his left. Pili adjusts and saves with his feet. Powley. Big slide from Najdawi. Really enjoyed that tonight about his game. It's very Shabana Jab-esque, isn't it, from Najdawi? Sliding. Players, of course, utilise it, but not as frequently. I've enjoyed seeing that as a part of the Pascoe Vale debutante's game.
He's been lively, hasn't he? And he's not been afraid to dive in either. He might have been a little bit rough around the edges in that first half, but since the break, he's been superb. And hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Well, Jabo loves to turn onto his left with his back to goal. And Caro's fend off almost, if you will. His arm was rather high upon the Thornbury United number 10. And a freaky opportunity transpires yet again, although Slingsby can hit this first time. Jabo peels away. Slingsby fancies his chances from here, perhaps. Opportunity for Thornbury. Last block might have been off of Najdawi. Jin got overzealous as Caro advanced forward.
And he didn't want it, Andre Caro. He wanted the game to be slowed down. He was trying in that just to stretch the court, to draw players out, open up some space for Pascoe Vale to be able to play out safely instead of go ultra direct.
Powley flicking high. Newen sees it all the way through. Najdawi hadn't relinquished possession. It's in both teams' hands at the moment, rather. Lions find it centre court. Give and go. Good feet. It was from Kuradate. Runs into Pili. He feels it a little bit. Gingerly, he gets up. Uses all the time he can. Durwood. Chips down court. Slingsby. Turning, teasing. Corner Thornbury.
Just starting to apply yet another late push. Both these teams wanting to end on a high in the best way possible. Thornbury corner. To Wood. Slingsby. Couldn't shift away from Caro. Got away from Kuradate. That's wonderfully done. And then he took a tumble for good measure. Powley on for Lee, who lost out to Najdawi. Slingsby not best pleased about that particular challenge. Powley. Lovely drop from DeWood for Lee, who was waiting on a back post runner, one which again never arrived.
Had the opportunity to go all on his own. Did Justin Lee. Within the team effort, if he had a teammate in support.
Najdawi away from one, away from two! And ever so nearly on the end of something special. It took a touch on its way and it will be a corner. Terrific shift just to open a yard on his right foot. Caught it sweet with the instep. And was ever so unlucky not to test Pili. From the corner, Newen drops it off for Caro. Newen, Najdawi, wanting to dance with DeWood. Set it for Kuradate, on for Caro. Face to face with Lee, Andre Caro, Pili parries, Newen on the follow-in, was surrounded by Lily White, and Powley put a foot in. 7 to go. To end strongly, Najdawi waiting on the runners, went alone and stumbled as he shot. Both these teams throwing it at it. Lovely take from Slingsby. Caro with a tidy read. Thornbury certainly wanting to sign off on a high. For Pascoe Vale to be the top three for a third successive season. And you get the feeling that it would be some sort of salvation after their season. That's a tidy challenge from Kuradate. Najdawi then lost it to Traslovenia, who wanted to tiptoe forward. It broke for Armand Woods and Caro blocked. Ricocheted for Newen, who had runners going with him. Newen waited for Caro. Pili didn't get there and it stinked over. The doctor went the delightful and ever so nearly found the prescribed finish.
And when you think about the opportunity at the other end of the court, DeWood had Slingsby all on his lonesome. Opted to go solo, and now at the other end, it's Evangelista. It was too much pace on the ball from Kuradate. Players in these last few minutes starting to find themselves isolated in scoring positions. But meanwhile, Pili will have the ball. Play resumes. Not sure what that stoppage was for.
DeWood to steer it into Slingsby. Powley, Thornbury still searching. That's a great challenge from Caro. Newen was bundled and wins a free kick. Maria Patricus just making sure that Michael Newen wasn't going on a venture. Left it for Caro instead. What can Pascoe Vale throw? Caro. Newen. Couldn't find Kuradate.
DeWood. Slingsby. True spirit shown by those in Lily White. dare I say, from a neutral perspective, no, not quite neutral, Thornbury will be sorely missed. Thoroughly enjoyed what they've brought to the campaign for the second season of this calendar year. In the championship, it's almost a given if they are to retain those which have really made them a strong outfit this season. And surely almost bounce back immediately into the Premier competition. Slingsby tried the reverse across the face, which doesn't happen often. But DeWood had already ventured inside the D. Evangelista to restart. Newen. Evangelista flicking ball. Slingsby has to deal with it. It's very difficult. He does so, but Traslovenia couldn't control.
It's a good press from Kuradate as well. Just comes across and puts Slingsby off balance as he goes to play it.
Kuradate. Pauli. Just his feet nicely. Traslovenia on the outside of DeWood. Holds it up. Back heels for Pauli. Sliding was Evangelista. Caro had to read it. He'd done so by getting rid of it. Stop clock. Reads just over 5 minutes left on it. Fatigue starting to play its factor. Who wants it more? Is certainly the name of this game. Traslovenia couldn't get the ball from Evangelista. He fires inside the box. Awaiting the movement, Kuradate was there.
Excellent, absolutely excellent from Evangelista. He wanted to go at Traslovenia, which hasn't been an easy assignment tonight. Kuradate had timed his run perfectly, he thought, however, just had too much pace on it, but that is the kind of direction that Pascoe Vale will want more of for this final five in order to try and snatch a winner in this game. It's a thing that they've lacked, but when they've gone direct, they've looked so dangerous.
Newen saying to Adam Traslovenia, it's rather soft. Play resumes nonetheless. Slingsby. Evangelista closing the number 9 down. Although he's quick to want to take a side ball. Slingsby. Georgie. Traslovenia the target. Cardot does well to intervene. Newen running at Georgie, runs into him in truth. Albion Chargy not very enthusiastic about that. Intervention from his captain. DeWood goes long. Time flying. Kuradate. Face to face with Georgie. Michael Newen awaits the cavalry. Caro arrives. Pilly splits to save.
Again, it's good intricacy and it's good patience from Pascoe Vale. They don't blaze away. Newen just sets it for Caro. And Pilly has been excellent all night.
Caro, Newen, backhilling Kuradate! There is the moment from the Mighty Lions, who had their backs up against the wall. They've weathered the storm and find themselves in front, courtesy of Kuradate.
And it's beautiful. It's a really, really great goal from Pascoe Vale, who have turned it around. Kuradate on the late run. The flick to find him is with so much finesse. It's deft, but it is absolutely brilliant. And Pascoe Vale have turned it around, and Kuradate's on the march again, off the post this time. Via a touch from Pilly. Thornbury's turn to hang on a bit. Georgie, Slingsby. Tried to bundle his way beyond two Lions. Caro kept it alive. Cleared it away. The net was momentarily vacant. Pilly resets. DeWood. Loretta. Slingsby. His touch was heavy. Kept it alive. DeWood. Wanted to go at Kuradate. Away from him. Not beyond Caro, who again got himself in the right place. Andre Caro on the drive. Slingsby hot on the press. Kuradate. Evangelista. Just waiting on a long run, and again just slows it down. Caro, Kevin Lamb, not away from Georgie, who went early and dragged his shot at the wrong time. 3 to go. Pascoe Vale currently headed for third once again. Thornbury bowing out the same way which a lot of their season has followed. Guts, grit, ingenuity, but in the end a lot of frustration. DeWood for Slingsby. DeWood couldn't place it for Loretta. Again they run out of room. Caro, who got it from Lamb, beyond Georgie. Both these sides now wanting to find one last look at each other. Caro, search for Shemazy. Powley got in. Shemazy before Georgie. Ricocheted back for Powley. Loretta, that's a tidy touch. Georgie got inventive and wasn't quite able to place it into Powley's path.
Was inventive from Loretta to utilise Georgie. In the end, they just, at the moment, Thornbury are struggling to find that fluidity in attack, which had found them 2 goals ahead of the Lions.
Loretta's touch heavy. Slingsby steered it for Georgie. His touch loose. Evangelista. Thornbury got to be a bit cautious here. They've amassed 4 fouls, 1 away from 5. Lamb. Set for Evangelista, who was spinning on the shot. And Georgie's challenge was a good one. The Lions wanting to manage the game. Michael Newen urging to finish smart. Evangelista. Lamb had lurked and Pilly gathered. Flung it on for Slingsby. Shemazy in retreat held him up. Couldn't thread it. Evangelista's got Lamb with him. It is Kevin Lamb on the charge for Pascoe Vale. And Loretta's retreat is a good one at the expense of a corner.
Disappointing release from Evangelista. Made it so difficult for Kevin Lamb to latch on inside these last 2 minutes of play. Could have been potentially the game all sealed up if the Lions had that move measured. Shemazy gleams across the face of goal. Loretta backs into Lamb. Wasn't sure where to go, the number 6. Took on a lot. And Evangelista lets Loretta know about it, but the response was comical. Powley now turning. Caro delegating the ball to Lamb. Evangelista twisting. Lamb chipping. Evangelista can seal the deal, which he doesn't. Slingsby. The Charchies want to issue a timeout. Loretta. Powley with Kevin Lamb. Gets his shot away. Jin can control it. It was shot into his mid-grip. But he rolls it quickly for Caro, who had to clear. Strange approach from the keeper, perhaps, Ethan.
And when you want game management, this is what Pascoe Vale have been trying to push in these last few minutes. Just slow the game down. Jarvis Jin goes a little bit too quickly for their liking there. And Andre Caro, all of a sudden, is given one that's a bit hospital.
Jabo. Georgie. Chipping. Caro wanting to win. That scenario and the 3 points on offer wins possession back. Newen. Shemazy, very deep. Only could conjure up a wayward long ball. Pilly gets it moving. Georgie. Stepping inside. Palmed away by Jin. Evangelista was late. And the view of the official was prime. And a card was issued for Evangelista for his efforts. You've got to be joking, cries Albion Charchi.
He thought it was soft. Did Albion Charchi. Evangelista, it's just a little arm into the back. It's all it is. It isn't anything excessive. But in this moment of the game, you don't need to do that. It's a needless foul to give away. Pascoe Vale will certainly be hoping, having issued the timeout, that it doesn't come back to haunt them.
24 seconds left. Thornbury might just leave it late to not concede a loss to Pascoe Vale this campaign. Jabo hits the wall. Powley, as he chases the ball out, looks at the clock and knows the situation. 19 seconds left. Bounces off of Newen's head. Powley. Georgie wants it desperately. Hits the bodies in his way, and Thornbury will try it again from the same position. Powley. Georgie. Powley. Shrugging off Chemese. Deep ball for Jabo. Cardle can clear, which he does. Pilly has to go quickly. Seconds ticking down. It will have to be perfect from here. Jabo got his shot away, but because the Chargers issued a timeout, they have 1 second left in the game. And upon the resumption of play, we'll have Jarvis Gin in possession. The players not shaking hands yet, but the result practically finalised. We do cross to a timeout to wrap up our first fixture of round 14. We'll be back in a short moment. And well, it's possibly the shortest timeout we'll ever have to use in a moment of comedy, but that match had many moments in which we enjoyed, and the Lions end their season strongly. They overcome a 2-goal deficit to round out the relegated Thornbury United. 3-2 for 3 consecutive seasons. The Lions finish inside the top 3. And that rounds out our first clash of round 14. Our next instalment, the final Classico for 2025 in Series Futsal Victoria competition. The Blues and the Tigers, not far away. It's hard to fathom how this is the final time in 2025 where you will see a Classico between Fitzroy and Moreland. Both sides of the calendar year winning an SFV men's title respectively. And although the second season's titles all been wrapped up in the unveiling of Fitzroy's 12th trophy was last week, all to play for tonight are the bragging rights between these two sides. And we've just seen a kickoff routine which has thrown a spanner in the works, Ethan, of any pre-match dialogue I might have had inside of my brain. But that being said, these sides know each other like yin and yang, very familiar. They know all the intricate details they might possess. And although Fitzroy this season have been a class above their many classes before, Moreland still have not incurred a loss through the rejuvenated Fitzroy Tigers in this season, nor the last. Tonight, those in white, their final time to get a win against the Blues this year.
And this is Moreland's longest unbeaten run against Fitzroy for 3 whole calendar years. You have to go back to a 4-match unbeaten stretch from March to October in 2022 to find the last time Moreland avoided defeat this frequently against their fiercest rivals. For Fitzroy, however, tonight is a night of massive importance for them. They themselves can find an unbeaten season yet again. It would stretch their run to 22 unbeaten in the league, stretching back to the first season of the calendar year as well. And it would mean, Adam, for the 3rd time in 4 campaigns, they would finish the season without defeat if they were to avoid it tonight.
Dos Santos has the armband on. It's been a while since we've had the pleasure of calling KDS. Moreland's looking to get themselves in fine fiddle, heading into a busy 2026 campaign. How their Nationals outfit may look, all to be decided soon, considering the likes of Adam Cooper, Atta Ibrahim, all in contention to join Miles Downey's Asian Cup squad in Indonesia. Much of the same for the Lions. The man blocking the ball, Scott Rogan. Cosi Russo, Aaron Yu, who is absent tonight, all in contention to retain their said positions in the national team, with a shout from Tyler Garner also in the mix there as well. Been told that national players cannot feature for the futsal Roos, vice versa rather. So that's all intriguing to see how that shapes out come January. But Ethan, tonight a genuine test between these two sides who I'm sure will continue that said rivalry here in Victoria upon the national stage.
They certainly would, and you sense with the Classico, even though it is on the final day of the season, even though the league is wrapped up, there is still so much resting on it. Players use it as an audition for the national team and for the respective state squads as well. So there won't be any letting up on one of futsal's fiercest rivalries. 2 of the finest clubs, not only in this state but in the nation as a whole. There is a lot of pride still at stake for Fitzroy to get one over Moreland again, and for Moreland to stretch it to 5 unbeaten and to better their most recent unbeaten run.
Pimenta tests Price early. Rogan carries the ball forward. It was a pretty peculiar kickoff routine, Ethan, between these two sides. It was an exchanging of possession, while Henrique Pimenta was stuffing some lollies into his mouth just before we got live, so never a dull moment in Darebin. But a very amicable start to this one between these two long foes.
Get the feeling that that is about as amicable as they'll be with each other until full time. Here is Elias Parthamos looking to drive it at Ibrahim. Went on the switch for Russo, but it had too much on it just for him to get onto. Fitzroy wanting to take the initiative. Away from the usual blue against canary, it is blue against all white. You mentioned yin and yang earlier in the piece. Well, this is the perfect depiction of it. Henrique Pimenta, well, visually at least. It's the charge at Parthamos. Pimenta tiptoeing his way forward. Cooper had Ibrahim down the line. Dos Santos dropped off for him. Surrounded by Rogan, and then he got a clip on it to Russo. Robotis went around the outside for them. Wanted to drill it towards Rogan at the back stick. but Dos Santos got in the way. Another fascinating one tonight. The golden boot could very well be decided in this game. Enrique Pimenta leads the way with 20. Robson De Souza, who does not appear to be in the building, is on 19, and Cosimo Russo is a little bit of the way back on 15, but our top three are all in action and all are gunning for a piece of individual silverware come season end. It's Parthamos. Rolled it on for Rogan. Russo's gone on the switch early. Dos Santos tracked him. Robotis. Rogan. Pimenta just holding. Rogan wanting to shift. Waited on a shoulder drop. Robotis gave it back to him. Rogan couldn't go round the outside, and Pimenta came across to shut the door.
Fitzroy's esteemed captain. An amicable start might just be peeling away.
And here is Enrique Pimenta. Went searching for Adam Cooper, who had peeled to the near post instead of the far one. Rogan. A rather methodical start to this Classico. Box office as they always are. Parthamos. Rogan. Around Cooper, away from Pimenta. Lovely roll from Robotis and a good read. Diligent was Dos Santos. Haby almost exhausted his entire allotment, and Parthamos went on the press.
He's so confident with his feet, Ibi Haby. Spends lots of time playing as an encore player at a social level. Had lots of composure in that passage.
Ty Ibrahim. Back for Adam Cooper. Dinked it over the top. Robotis went to Ibrahim. Russo was just lurking. Cooper wanted to drill it for Dos Santos. The idea was a good one. KDS perhaps just caught on his heels a little bit. But Moreland, who have withstood a fiery Fitzroy start, just starting to grow into this Classico. You get the feeling. We talked about amicable behaviour. Well, that would have soured last week and the week before, when Fitzroy dethroned Moreland, usurped them back to the crown, and the Blues left the castle gates wide open, and the Tigers stormed in. That's a lovely ball for Parthamos, who's storming his way forward, but wasn't able to get around the Brazilian duo of Dos Santos and Pimenta. Too quickly across to close the door. Nepomuceno on court two. Parthamos goes for him, and his lashing effort is one which doesn't trouble Ibi Haby.
The man from Curacao will be happy to know that his national team have qualified for the 2026 World Cup in Canada, America and Mexico. If I'm not mistaken, Ethan, fact check. We'll have to see.
Can confirm, smallest nation to ever qualify for the FIFA World Cup.
Well, you've heard it here first. Nepomuceno, of course, over a century, half a century rather, of appearances for his national side. Finds himself applying his trade on a serious Futsal Victoria court. Such a fun player to watch, and he's been at home almost in Fitzroy colours, hasn't he, since making the move across?
He's adapted incredibly well, and I think it's because he's been given the freedom of expression that you can only really give to Javaro Nepomuceno, a player who gives you an X factor, somebody who is beyond a live wire. They're explosive. All you need to do is light the blue touch paper, and he's there.
Rogan trying to light that said paper for Nepomuceno, showcases technicality. The very accurate touch back to his captain, Russo. Parthamos. Rogan. Wanting to go direct. Moreland. Bit of a force field surrounding out of the pink ball. They sit behind. Parthamos! Found half an angle and stung the palms of Haby.
It's a good read from Haby. It fades late from Parthamos, who catches it sweetly. Haby just gets a good side on it early and then is able to readjust and follow it all the way to push it to safety.
Here is Parthamos. Face to face with Barakli. Russo and Parthamos combine. It was a touch awkward for Haby, but he dealt with it nicely. Pimenta chips it for Cooper. Barakli scored a brilliant goal this season in Western United colours from practically where he's standing now at the opposite end. First time as well, mind you. Have to get a poll going on our socials. Your moment of the men's campaign. It's got to be one of them. Still fresh in our minds. Ibrahim. Cooper. A rather tranquillo start to this one. Pimenta. Takes the shot on. Price saw it all the way. And as he dived, palmed it away. Ibrahim went quickly. Russo had his angles covered.
And just as we say, it's a bit tranquillo. Pimenta puts his foot on the throttle. Forces Price into a rather tidy stop. He's been a little bit of a spectator so far, the Fitzroy shot stopper. But Pimenta catches it sweet. Similar to the first Classico goal in the League of the Year, where he gets it on that left foot and is just able to drill it hard and low. Price equal to it.
Risky from Parthamos. Nepomuceno does really well to just twist his way forward and dispatch towards goal. Habe yet again just getting his mitts on it at the expense of a Fitzroy corner, which Cosy Russo is in no rush to take. Well, Jaren's circling. Messina coming shorter. Ibrahim read it best and took the game on. And Ato Ibrahim could be in here. He hits the bar. Nepomuceno and Russo now at the other end. It's 3 against 2 momentarily. Parthamos takes it on. And within a flash, this game went from one coast to the other.
It's brilliant from Ato Ibrahim. The read is superb. And he gets desperately unlucky on the finish to hit the post. It then opens up invitingly for Parthamos. Russo was an option. Mind the confidence in going alone as Swidan didn't get there ahead of Price. Nepomuceno chopped it off for Russo. Parthamos has Bayrakli to go at, 2 former Western United boys. Parthamos twisting and turning, trying to work a yard, and Bayrakli stayed with him the whole way. Very tidy block. Russo, that's a lovely ball. Nepomuceno, tidy footwork. Swidan got a foot in, as did Bayrakli. And Cooper had to be the one to clear.
Ahmed Swidan certainly loves his time on an SFV court. It's really become one with the competition since arriving from New South Wales.
Bayrakli was unable to get around Russo. Price came a long way while Jarin then took over. Of course, Ahmed Swidan, one of 3 Golden Boot winners last campaign. His Moreland teammate Pimenta currently leads the way. Russo in the mix as always, and here he is on the switch for Nepomuceno. Just trying to work their way through Moreland at the moment. Fitzroy had a lot of the ball to start the Classico. Really trying to take it in step. Nepomuceno, while Jarin, Parthamos. Ibrahim holding, Russo peeling, clipping inventively for Sakawel Jarin. And Bayrakli took the sting out of it for Habe, who wants to go early. Ato Ibrahim's touch was superb, was wanting a runner, nobody came. Parthamos blocked, and it ricochets back out to Moreland's keeper. Ibrahim's carry once more. Bayrakli was stretching momentarily, now was found. His touch heavy, and Parthamos can now lead the charge the other way. On for Nepomuceno, who's got Dos Santos, and Ibrahim set it for Wal Jarin, who wasn't able to find the near post.
Nepomuceno, always such a difficult customer to handle. Was looking square in the eyelids of KDS in that move as the overlap arrived from Wal Jarin, who manufactured a corner, and from that Rogan's volley was into the palms of the keeper.
Here is Ato Ibrahim. More than happy to slow things down. Of course, the last time these two met, they were inseparable at the end. It was Moreland magic for one half, and then truly Moreland mayhem for the next, as Fitzroy found their footing and ended a ferocious one in a 5-all draw. And perhaps that might have been the night not only where points were split, but the crown slipped. Dos Santos, Swidan, lovely footwork to get around Wal Jarin. Ahmed Swidan is going on his own, and perhaps indecisive as he went to place it, which only found the palms of Price. Here's Pep Filio, back from Rogan, on for Wal Jarin. Had 2 around him, and Dos Santos came across to make the block.
I'm not sure if those that appreciate SFV fully appreciate the quality in our players, considering how nice was that. in that passage from Swedan. Though the shot was rather mundane considering the bodies around him, Ethan. The shimmy to get around his marker, supreme.
Filio, Nepomuceno, another possessor of great skill. Pimenta won that battle and is now leading the drive. Enrique Pimenta stumbled momentarily. Falls back to Cooper. Moreland circling. Swedan to go at Nepomuceno. Cooper. Will be on Filio on the switch for Pimenta. Wanted to place it in return, but it just had too much pace.
Sakos and Cooper having a comical moment between each other. Cooper claiming he's not that quick to latch onto Pimenta's incisive pass. 2 more steps, old man, cried his manager. As Pimenta shifts away to Santos. Back for the MVP, Pimenta! Swedan will have the final touch. But it looked as if it was goal bound already from Enrique Pimenta. And the Blues open the scoring in the Classico.
And it's terrific. The first real moment of precision Pimenta's been able to have. Swedan was there just to make sure. Instead of to turn it in intentionally. He might have thought it could have been going wide. If not, it's another to his own tally. Moreland will not care a jot how it goes in, however. With just a bit of pressure. A period where they'd shifted the momentum and they made the most of it.
Nonetheless, Pimenta really needs half a moment. Quite the veteran. He's seen it all in SFV. And all his vintage continues to perform week in, week out. Does Ricky. Valjaran. Pep Filio on court. Robotis will receive further down the line. Valjaran. Too much on it for Pep Filio. It's a real buzz around tonight's game. Perhaps a real last footnote on what's been quite the rivalry yet again this calendar year. And a good taster for what's to come in 2026. Swedan. Dos Santos. Roaming, awaiting Cooper's movement. It's an inch-perfect pass to find AC3, who crosses in for Swedan. Opted not to shoot. Tango with Rogan, who won the ball back. And here goes Flash. Sidesteps back to Valjaran. Robotis cools the situation. Pep Filio. Rogan has half an opportunity. Fitzroy have a corner.
And Havey just had to be alert on that occasion. He felt that Rogan might give it a go, and he caught it with good pace. It opened up for him. But once again, the Moreland keeper had a good eye line of it.
Rogan from that said corner. Hits a Moreland shirt. Well, Jaron takes it on, deflecting off Cooper. Corner again for the champions. Rogan. Pep Filio. Well, Jaron, in fact, he was a decoy. Filio's touch was bound for Jaron. In fact, it was a touch to set off the shot, which lofted over the crossbar.
And it was perhaps a late call just to leave it from Pep Filio for Saka Jaron, or vice versa, that allowed that opportunity to open up. But Fitzroy have responded well to going a goal down. Robotis tried to slow up Dos Santos, who found Swedan. Cooper back for Swedan, not around Pep Filio, whose foot in is a good one. Moreland searching, Cooper forcing Price down low. And again, Filio's there to mop up. Teams trading set plays. Cooper's take. Dos Santos! In fact, it was Pimenta. And Price made a fabulous stop. Had to fling himself across. Another succession for Moreland. Swinand, Cooper crashed into Peluso, who's worn it. He has worn that full on as Christian Peluso. And a minute is needed. Just for him to get some treatment. Fitzroy's number 9. Truly wore that flush. We'll come to the bench, seemingly as a precaution. Christian Peluso gestures that he's all right. Cosimo Russo comes back on. Bit of confusion between those two as to whether Peluso is going to continue or not. He'll take a seat momentarily. However, he seems to be okay. Jimmy Sufis testing his eyesight on the touchline. As Russo, who replaced him, finds Filio. Fitzroy searching. Rogan. Filio once more. Russo. Tigers trying to find a way, and Filio's switch was one where Rogan had drifted inwards. It's not been a mundane start to the Classico by any stretch of the imagination. Moreland a goal up in one which has been feisty and fiery. And here's Ahmed Swinand. Pimenta. Lovely ball to find Dos Santos. Quick shift for Swinand, who's around 1, around 2. Filio tried to bundle. Rogan wanted to give him a hand. Swinand didn't foul him. Filio kept his feet. Robotis wasn't able to clip it down the line.
It's almost like a real cordial outing between these two. There's got that competitive edge, but both sides having fun.
Pimenta flashed it. Ibrahim couldn't apply the touch. Russo again just forced to hammer it away. Moreland certainly in the ascendancy. Pinch the momentum for the time being against the team who have came to take their crown this campaign. Pimenta down the line for Atay Ibrahim. Hustled by Nepomuceno. Did well to keep it alive. Cooper went clipping. Rogan intervened. And Cooper, ever so cool, nodded it back for Ibi Habe.
Dos Santos trying to wriggle away from Russo. Not able to do so. Pimenta. Ibrahim. Just happy to take the sting out of the situation. Ibrahim. Cooper. Flicking. Ibrahim off the turn. It's a decent combination between the two Blues.
I don't think Price quite saw what was going there from Atay Ibrahim until the shot came on the swivel. He was very late to adjust and get across. Had that been on target, perhaps he could have been struggling.
Rogan. Russo, back to Rogan. Nepomuceno darting centrally. Rogan unable to manufacture what he wanted. Goes out of play. Ibrahim goes over the top. Price was not sure. Bundles into the goal. For prevention purposes, the shot stopper okay, but Ibrahim thought it was on. There's
just a conversation happening between Scott Rogan and Cosimo Russo. Fitzroy You haven't seen the frustration yet, but you get the feeling that the fact they haven't been able to break Moreland down thus far is just starting to get on them a little bit. So those two just talking about a way to try and expose this Moreland side, because so far defensively they've been sound.
Parthamos, it was Tearsey for Nepomuceno. Ibi, Habe off his line to intervene accordingly, although Jimmy Soufis has said enough is enough. We're going to a timeout break, which has been issued by the champions. They trail by a goal to the Blues as we cross to a timeout break. Cosy Rousseau has the fly kit on in pink. Moreland now sitting firmly back, tucking in the mitts. Fitzroy are going to try fashion an opening. They want to get on level terms before half-time. Nepomuceno. Pep-Filio, Rogan. Rousseau an option, back to Pep-Filio. Nepomuceno. Play going through Filio. Rousseau. Rogan. Nepomuceno tried the first time pass. Blocked by Ibrahim. Rogan. Rousseau. Ibrahim just conducting a defensive shape of Moreland off the ball. Parthamos, central. Big save by Habe. Ibrahim tried going over the top, but it was grounded. Filio controls the ball and Rogan distributes it. Rousseau, not around Pimenta. Ibrahim might have been fouled. Pimenta has an open net. Rogan, makeshift goalkeeper. Parthamos with a bundle. Rolling foul against Fitzroy.
They weren't best pleased about that on the touchline. Gab Ceballos insinuating something more aquatic, perhaps. But either way, it stands, much to some Fitzroy frustration, and you can see that annoyance so far in this first half. Forced to go fifth early. Rousseau holding firm. Habe came a long way. Cushioned it for Pimenta. Dropped it off for Ibrahim. Dos Santos. Price waiting an awfully long time to come back. Perhaps he might not be needed. Pimenta stepped away. Dos Santos couldn't get around Parthamos. Atai Ibrahim, Adam Cooper. Moreland moving it well on the switch for KDS, who's got Parthamos to go at. Dos Santos couldn't step aside, but he does win a free kick. Bit of frustration starting to show. And Moreland have a free kick in a position of promise. It will be Adam Cooper to drive it! And Price makes an elastic save at the expense of a corner. That's a brilliant stop. Cooper's hit was a corker. And a tidy touch to take it wide. Ibrahim's corner. Dos Santos recycled all the way to Habe. Pimenta. Word from Milton Sakos is relax. Meant to win with loft. Too much loft for Atay Ibrahim.
Darebin has become the fortress for the Blues against the Tigers. Have not faced defeat yet against those in white.
Messino, Robotis, Parthamos, dropped it off for Rogan. Had Russo down the line, found him tidily. The return was a good one too. Just got Rogan. Messino. Troy again, search, find an opening. Robotis has one. Fizzed across. Habe save. Parthamos. Fitzroy won a penalty. Pimenta didn't sort his feet out. Habe got a foot in. Atay Ibrahim had an open net. Had two to contend with. And in the end, Russo put a foot in. A bit of Tiger distaste. Had that challenge. Cooper. Dropped it off for Habe. Tidy ball to find Ibrahim. On the recycle for Cooper, who couldn't do anything but clear his lines. Fitzroy still protesting that particular incident. Tigers frustrated. That's a beauty of a ball from Cooper for Pimenta, who wanted a handball on Parthamos. And it'll be Price's ball. After some commotion, in fact, it's a corner. And Moreland now on a timeout. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. A passage that is scarcely believable, but as we go to timeout, it is still Moreland who will have a corner as they lead Fitzroy by a goal to nil. We return from timeout. Final time before half-time. Moreland a goal up against Fitzroy in the final Classico of the calendar year. Despite no longer being kings of the land, Moreland are certainly not going to leave the throne without a fight. And we need a mop on the court. Post haste. Before play can resume. One of the referees has found a rag. It's quite something. Rag has since been discarded. Seems to be a rather lengthy search for the mop. Surface is a bit slippery, there's no doubt about that. We need some kind of urgency. Pep Filio and Enrique Pimenta work it out in the end. And those on either bench, those on the court, try but struggle to see the funny side of it. Adam Cooper's corner. Back for Atay Ibrahim. Now Pimenta. That's a lovely touch for Dos Santos. Hustle by Parthamos. Dos Santos wanted to go the long way round, but Elias Parthamos closed the door on him and did so rather well. Price went searching. Bottis's take. Ibrahim bullied him off it and found Cooper with a lovely ball. Price parried. Rogan, Parthamos. Wanted Bottis. Pimenta read it. Rogan left the foot in. Gave it then to Kevin Dos Santos. And Price makes an important save. Parthamos, Bottis, Nepomuceno couldn't get away from Ibrahim, and in the end could only find touch. Cooper not quite happy with that one. Inside the final minute to half time. Moreland holding firm so far amidst the Fitzroy onslaught. The incumbent champions testing the departed. How they would love to prevent invincibility for their successors at the moment. Rogan, Nepomuceno, Habe saves. Russo was lurking. Cooper got in the way and did expertly well to clip it off Bottis. The composure from Adam Cooper was second to none. Habe went long and Parthamos got up to clear his lines. Dying embers of the first half. Is there to be one more throw? Pimenta, Dos Santos, Enrique Pimenta! Forced a sharp save out of Price, who got across quickly to parry. Moreland looking to finish strong. Inside the final 20 seconds. The ball has in fact left the arena. Adam Cooper's retrieved it. Spare has been found in the meantime. Cooper's take. Out for Atay Ibrahim. Cooper. Ibrahim, Moreland just wanting to soak down the clock, and Rogan did well. Just stayed with him all the way and helped it be ushered out of play. Rogan with Loft, Nepomuceno and Cooper entangled. Habe went with his head and nodded it out of play and to safety. The most dying of embers of a flame which has burned almost ambiently in this first half. Hasn't quite fizzled and crackled like previous editions. Truly been a slow burn. And at the moment, it's a Swidhan steal at the back post, which is the difference. The final edition of the calendar year, at the moment, at half-time, is advantage Moreland. Swidhan stole in and got the finishing placement on Pimenta's drive. That is the difference at half-time in Darabin, as it is Fitzroy 0, Moreland 1. To close the door. Messino on court 2. Parthamos goes for him. Lashing effort.
Tranquillo start to this one. Pimenta takes the shot on. Price saw it all the way.
Left foot is just able to drill it hard and low. Price equal to it.
Risky from Parthamos. Messino does really well to just twist his way forward. And Messino coming shorter. Ibrahim read at best. and took the game on, and Ato Ibrahim could be in here. He hits the bar. Ibrahim could be in here. He hits the bar. Nepomuceno and Russo. Now at the other end, it's 3 against 2 momentarily. Parthamos takes it on.
And Parthamos can now lead the charge the other way. On for Nepomuceno, who's got Dos Santos, and Ibrahim set it for Jarin, who wasn't able to find the near post. Ground slip. Dos Santos, Swidan. Lovely footwork to get around Jarin. Ahmed Swidan is going on his own. And perhaps it...
As Pimenta shifts away to Santos. Back for the MVP, Pimenta! Swidan will have the final touch. Petfilia. Rogan has half an opportunity. Fitzroy have a corner.
Searching, Cooper forcing Price down low. Cooper's take, Dos Santos! In fact, it was Pimenta. And Price to find Dos Santos. Quick shift for Swidan, who's around 1, around 2. Filio tried to bundle. Rogan wanted to give him a hand. Swidan didn't foul him. Filio kept his feet.
Goes out of play. Ibrahim goes over the top. Price was not sure. Bungles it into the goal. Conducting the defensive shape of Moreland off the ball. Parthamos central. Big save by Habe, but it was grounded. Filio controls the ball and Rogan distributes it. Russo not around Pimenta. Ibrahim might have been fouled.
A position of promise. It will be Adam Cooper to drive it! And Price, Messino. Troy again, search, find an opening. Robotis has one, fizzed it across. Habe save, Parthamos. Fitzroy. Price went searching. Robotis' take, Ibrahim bullied him off it and found Cooper with a lovely ball. Price parried. Parthamos wanted Robotis, Pimenta read it, Rogan left the foot in. Gave it then to Kevin Dos Santos.
Not far away from the second half starting. The Blues happy with the opening 20 minutes of stop clock futsal. It was Swidan's deft touch following some delightful work from Henrique Pimenta, which opened the scoring. It prompted the champions to go 5th man early, with Cosi Russo donning that of the pink fly kit. DCSS remaining a fortress for those in blue. And they are 20 minutes of stock clock futsal away from a potential whole calendar year without a loss incurred to the Fitzroy Tigers at SFV's new home. Rogan gets around to Santos with pace. Cooper had it too hot to handle and concedes a corner.
And that's what they needed more of in the first half, Fitzroy. Just those driving runs down the flanks, particularly from Rogan. That ability just to get him in space to free up, go 1v1 and drive across. That was uncertain for Cooper.
Rogan, well, Jarin arrived. Habe made the save. Pimenta lunged to try keep the ball alive.
That's a terrific save. Brilliant save from Habe at his near post.
Rogan, Parthamos. Lots of connection on and off the court. Rogan, Russo. Ball out of play. Patricus had the best seat in the house to make that decision. Pimenta, Cooper. Dos Santos, Ibrahim circling, receives possession. Centre court. Cooper. Pimenta. Cooper just peeling away. And here he is. The Blues enjoying a spell of possession. Dos Santos getting some court rust off of himself. Pimenta first time, Ibrahim. Fitzroy trying a high press. Cosi Russo not controlling. Ibrahim now for Pimenta, 2 against 2 momentarily. Henrique Pimenta across the face of goal.
It's wonderful. from Moreland and from Attai Ibrahim, who's been a real difference maker in this side. The drive, he's in the engine room of this team, and the way that he's just able to evade the press. Fitzroy went high. Russo didn't do the wrong thing. He just got beaten by a brilliant piece of skill and composure, and it completely opened them up.
Dos Santos. Parthamos doing just enough to off-balance the Moreland blue captain. Russo getting this moving for Rogan. Well, Jaron. Rogan. Well, Jaron hadn't adjusted his feet accordingly. Ibrahim sensed the half opportunity to get the ball back, and it's exactly what he's done. Dos Santos. Pimenta. Ibrahim. Cooper. Dos Santos. The Blues looking comfortable. Methodical. Calculated in possession, although Pimenta tried the provocative and lost it.
Do you know what they do look, though, in their defensive setup? They look comfortable. They look like they haven't been tested really yet by Fitzroy. Ibi Habi's made a couple of good saves here and there, but it's not been sustained pressure. It's been flashes in the pan for the reigning champions right now. It's really, really difficult to see where that equaliser comes from, because there's no sustained threat. It's just bits and pieces.
Cooper, Dos Santos, away goes the captain. Play resumes for KDS. Now El Jaron skips around Pimenta, but not around Ibrahim.
Brilliant slide again from Attai Ibrahim. Kevin Dos Santos is not best pleased about the contact which he got in the build-up to that. He was swarmed really by Tigers. They all waited to pounce on him. They did well enough in the referee's eyes not to foul him.
Rogan, Parthamos. His side starting to get a bit chirpy towards each other. Russo dispossessed. Cooper, Dos Santos. Well, Jared and Parthamos do just enough.
And I think Parthamos, when it comes to Dos Santos at the moment, is just getting under his skin a little bit. Not to an irrational point, but he's winning that battle as it stands. It's been the big thing right now. He's held Fitzroy firm, and that goes again. Dos Santos on that occasion holds off well. Ibrahim touched it for Cooper. That's Ibrahim once more. Cooper, not around Parthamos, and it's a good challenge. He's now got Dos Santos to drive at, and flashed his effort just wide. It was within firing range, and was just not able to place it into the bottom corner. That's a lovely find from Habi for Swidan. And Parthamos again got the challenge in. Both these sides taking their time to restart things. Swidan, Cooper rolled it back for Ahmed Swidan, who's around Russo, but not Waljarin, who stepped in the nick of time. Another tidy challenge. Just to slow up Moreland where they wish to work an angle. Cooper again, Swidan. Hustle by Waljarin, who's really given him a pullback. And Ahmed Swidan for it finds himself in the book for that initial contact. And perhaps, maybe, just maybe, maybe, just maybe, Saka Waljarin can consider himself lucky for his reaction. He might think he got away with one. Fitzroy have a free kick. Rogan over it while Jarin lurking, as is Robotis. Rogan went low! Habi parried and then had to gather in a hurry. Robotis was lurking and forced another rather nervy moment from the Moreland shot stopper. Fitzroy press high, and that's how Ibrahim's unable to keep it alive.
Sunscreen. Is that the call from Rogan? Sunscreen?
Apparently so. We'll see what kind of slip, slop, slap Fitzroy come up with. Rogan slapped it over the bar in the end.
Code words. Ethan, a question for you quickly. Code words you've heard in different codes of sport.
Many.
More on that in a second maybe, but have a think. Sunscreen's definitely a new one.
Maybe on the slide. Pimenta placed it back for Cooper. Swidan. Get on Fratai Ibrahim. Moreland just doing well to slow it all down. That's tidy from Swidan. Intricate with Cooper, and then his touch too heavy. Rogan came across. Ahmed Swidan's got to be careful. He's already been booked, remember. Now then. That is the last. The very last, in fact.
Oh no. Pimenta, Peacemaker, has to drag Ahmed Swidan away. Maria Petrikis was inches away from a card coming out. This one getting spicy.
His hands in pockets from Maria Petrikis. Swidan lucky, but now he's on the tightest of ropes, and Rogan knows that. Takes a stumble, and now Ibrahim's on the charge. Had two with him, went alone, and flashed his effort just over.
Milton Sakos trying to calm down the troops, especially the man that's known as the smooth operator. Right now, smooth as crunchy peanut butter in terms of his temperament. He's jostling with Rogan off the ball as Flash got around him momentarily. Play will resume. The touch from Swidan was heavy, but Pimenta remains laying on the deck. Rogan in the book. It was a crunching challenge from Scott Rogan. We have a look on the replay. Swidan had done enough to force Rogan to go towards where Pimenta might have been. And although Swidan couldn't control the loose ball, he would have been one-on-one with Price. Pimenta finally up on his feet. He's certainly feeling all of that challenge. This one, Ethan, just having the lid taken off of it.
And just when the first half, as we said, seemed amicable, the second has become rather steamy and rather spicy. It's a retrospective one for Rogan. Finds himself in the book for that challenge. Pimenta certainly looked in some pain. Ahmed Swidan claiming he didn't have an advantage with the man down. Milton Sakos bleeding the case as well. It's all getting, Adam, rather shirty.
Resume from the same situation, which caused all that chaos. Swidan and Rogan. This time Flash gets the better of the smooth operator. His pass not poised. Ibrahim barnstorming down broadcast wing. Now Rogan has Robotis on for the pass. Here is Harry Robotis across the face. Pluso is there in support. He's protesting a corner. He won't get it. Habe. Swidan. The Blues want to tuck in and remain a bit more composed. It was getting very up and down on the seesaw of this game.
Milton Sakos just urging his side to relax. This game, for Moreland, they feel, the more it gets out of their control, it grows into Fitzroy's. Whether it is controlled chaos on either side or not, that's how they'll view it. And it's why they just want to take the sting out of it.
Pep Filio. Ibrahim reads really well. Peluso backtracking. Ibrahim delegating to Swidan. Cooper. Pimenta. Wanted Cooper to go direct. Cooper wanted to remain peeled wide. Rogan and Swidan. We go again. Nice tango these two are dancing to tonight. Rogan found half an angle. Habe had trust in his angles.
Swidan did well on that occasion too. He just shut the door, forced him wide enough that it wouldn't be of consequence.
Blues have to concede possession. Pimenta just chatting with Cooper. It's not so much a chat, it's more of a, well, not sure what we might describe that as. Regardless, Rogan back to his keeper. Here's Price. Robotis. Rogan. Filio. Out of court.
Certainly a tense and poignant final chapter of this rivalry. That's a lovely ball from Cooper. Pimenta wanted to work hard. Moreland might want timeout. Ahmed Swidan went early. They want handball against Robotis. Filio over for Peluso, who's got room to go into. Atay Ibrahim's challenge is excellent. Pimenta, Swidan, Moreland might flood forward. It squeezed its way through to Ibrahim, who's around Filio, and it's 2-0 Moreland. Atay Ibrahim kept his cool. He stepped inside and smashed it into the bottom corner with certainty. Delightful. Absolutely delightful. Just the finest of shifts beyond Filio and the most pinpoint of finishes. And for a game that was getting spicy, Moreland have the buffer and have taken the sting out of it, and they might not be done yet. Cooper's on the charge. Options left and right. Swidan was one of them. Rogan off the line. He's protesting it crossed. Not beyond Bayrakli. Robotis. This time Swidan wins in. Peluso going to him. Ahmed Swidan surrounded by Tigers. And Moreland have timeout at the end of all of that. And as we go to it, the Blues snatched that all-important second just as tempers were simmering. And they lead the current champions by 2-0. We return from timeout. First time on the other side of half-time. And what a game this has turned into. An instalment of spice, of temper, and of spite. One champion moving into the long room, the other moving out. And Moreland are making it the most uncomfortable of welcoming parties for Fitzroy. They have another corner. 2 up with a buffer, aiming to go 5 unbeaten. Swidan's take. Adam Cooper from range, and Price adjusted well and made a smart stop. Another Moreland corner. Bayrakli's take. This time with height. Robotis read it. Wanted Nepomuceno to give chase, but Cooper saw it out. It was a crisp hit. Forced Price to save. Dos Santos. Back for Habe. Lovely return and a delightful take from Dos Santos. Price had to sprawl. Here's parry foul Rogan. Nepomuceno. Cooper's challenge was a good one. Dos Santos. Peluso left one in on him. And he pleads his case. Moreland have a free kick. Dos Santos. Swidan. Cooper forced to clip, gave Swidan one to chase. Rogan saw it all the way back to Price. Two have got to be careful with one another. Nepomuceno. Twisting, turning, deflected off Cooper. Fitzroy corner. Rogan. For Nepomuceno. Robotis. Nepomuceno once again. Set it back for Rogan. Bayrakli got a foot in and now is on the charge. Clipped by Cooper. Price got there. The net's vacant and Bayrakli rolls it wide. What a look for 3-0.
Nearly not far away, Bayrakli. Nepomuceno doing what he can, trying to galvanise himself into the game. Off the ball has been leading the charge in terms of his players around him offensively, pressing those in blue. They've been composed with the ball in their defensive quadrant of the court. Cooper picks out Bayrakli. Bayrakli being urged to drop by both his keeper and Cooper. Rogan, Russo, Nepomuceno. Back to Rogan. Robotis was the target, blocked by Swidan. Bayrakli, it's Rogan rather, who glides around him. Cooper and Swidan combine, although they can't seem to get away from these Tigers. Now to Santos, can roam. He won the ball back. Away goes the captain. Goes down and earns a foul. Deep inside his attacking half.
Russo's not best pleased about that. But the defensive diligence from Moreland is brilliant. The way that they're just able to sit and soak up the pressure has been absolutely superb. And it's forced Fitzroy to be errant. It's allowed Dos Santos, Swidan, Cooper all to have looks. Now they just need to make them pay on the break.
Cooper might be poised to have involvement from this free kick opportunity. Swidan has a glimpse. Parthamos had the best interpretation. Falters back to Cooper. He rolls for Habe. Takes a touch. Goes searching for Dos Santos, who liked the idea. Russo. Nepomuceno. Took it on! And wasn't far away at all.
Through the legs of Cooper. Habe short-sighted, wasn't far away from that far post. And that's what Fitzroy have been able to cause Moreland a lot of problems. When they've had the ball move quickly, they've posed a really poignant threat. But when they've had to slow it down and Moreland have been defensively sound, they've tried to overload the middle. And in doing so, it causes the giveaway. And that's Fitzroy's fourth foul as well. So they're on thin ice.
The cards in the hands of the Blues. Looking pretty okay right now. Swidan for Cooper. Following the side ball. Swidan with a stumble. Might have been intentional, might have not have been. Tried perhaps a Murad Bezapur-esque upper-dupper to escape. Rogan. Old Jaron takes the shot on Cooper, blocking it furthermore. In the meantime, Ethan, Hume, Northern Phoenix round out round 14 and the calendar year in the Premier competition. Quite the storied rivalry these two have grown to find in recent time.
It's another instalment to it, with these two teams have built quite a new standing rivalry, Hume and Northern Phoenix. Phoenix haven't lost to Hume in 3 attempts, and they'll be looking to do the double. Not only that, it would take them above the Black Army and into the more favourable of the playoff positions. At the moment, tension back on the Classico. And Elias Parthamos. Russo. Back for Rogan. Dropped it off for Wal Jaron. Couldn't quite thread it to Cooper. Moreland are just taking the sting out of the situation at the moment, making life hard for Fitzroy. Dos Santos, Cooper, again just forced to clear his lines. However, the Tigers have gone on the high press. And you wonder when fifth man might get called upon. Would they save it for late, or would they go early again? Well, Jarin, Russo. Lovely touch around Swedan, but not around Cooper, who rolled it on. Swedan had Bayrakli, got around Parthamos, wanted the reverse. Well, Jarin got a deflection on it through to Price. Filio. Parthamos. Swedan's got to be cautious. He's already been booked and already had many a last warning. Parthamos bringing that into question. While Jarin on the move. Threaded for Russo, who couldn't get a touch on it.
Mind you, Elias Parthamos is never one to get vocal. He's almost the stone cold, quiet type, if you will. Strong silent type's what I'm looking for. But he was vocal with Patricus there. He was adamant that Swedan had enough of him for a foul.
Habe went long, Ibrahim nodded it, Bayrakli was arriving, and that was a good read by Wal Jarin, and a rather reckless jump from Bayrakli. Parthamos in the meantime forces Habe into a smart save. Cooper kept it alive. Bayrakli wanting the twist and turn, lost out to Filio. Parthamos on for Wal Jarin. Fitzroy winning the little battles at the moment. Well, Jarin around Cooper, but not beyond Bayrakli, who blocks. A remarkable way that this game is going. Filio on the fizz. A good push by Habe. Dos Santos lost out to Parthamos, who rolled around Cooper, nearly around Ibrahim, but wasn't able to roll through. Cooper now continuing. This time Filio alert to the flick. Got it back from Russo, who couldn't get it under control, and Dos Santos sees it over the line.
You can see the intensity from the Tigers really upping at the minute. They're getting desperate. Each passage there, looking to win the 1%ers.
Moreland just splitting. That's Ibrahim looking long. Filio thought it had stayed in fact it hadn't. Blues unable to clear their lines in 2 attempts. Again, Fitzroy just surging a little bit. Ibrahim looked long. Wanted Adam Cooper, who dropped off entirely. Despite the fact that it is position-wise a dead rubber, it's hardly had that feel. This has been ferocious, and it has been full throttle. Start to finish, nobody wants to take their foot off. And Fitzroy do go 5th, this time with Scott Rogan. Parthamos, Filio. They work it to Rogan. Moreland wanting to box out. Parthamos, Filio, Nepomuceno. Just starting to work the angles. Dos Santos, Cooper came across. Ibrahim blocked. Rogan wanted to keep it rolling. Atai Ibrahim wanted to bundle his way through. Dos Santos came crashing. And Fitzroy keep it.
Nearly a casualty. Yet again.
Must not like what we're saying.
Parthamos, Rogan. Here we go. Filio. Timer factor. Rogan. For Parthamos. Deflecting ball. It was dangerous. Habe going one way, the ball the other. Moreland looking to make a statement tonight. Pascoe, Vale, rather. Can only sit and watch in 3rd place. You wonder what's going through their minds right now, considering and decide to potentially leave a blemish on their biggest rival. Might just be the Blues. It was looking as if Fitzroy had an invincible season up until this point. But the club who won the first SFE title on offer this season want to end their second season's campaign with a victory against their old mob. They're not too far away from that being the case. Rogan got inventive. Cooper shut the angle.
And again, what they've done really well, Moreland have stepped up at the right time. They've known when to sit off, they've known when to step defensively, and they do it as a unit. It's been an excellent performance to this point to shut out the league's top scorers to this date. And the Blues have been fantastic in the way that they've just been able to nullify everything up until now that Fitzroy have looked to throw at them.
Parthamos, Russo. Trading possession, Russo. Nepomuceno finds him nicely. Robotis! Ibi with the save. Haby's done well. Meanwhile, Dos Santos might have an opportunity. Scott Rogan's the keeper, on you.
Follow the ball.
Haby thought that, well, he was impeded considering all the bodies in his way when having the ball in his hands. Parthamos, Russo, Rogan, Nepomuceno. The Tigers, all systems go right now. The Blues trying to shut the game out. Parthamos, Russo, Robotis. Was inviting for Nepomuceno, but he stood too far away from the ball.
That's the best fifth man chance that they've crafted as well in that time. Fitzroy, Moreland have been marvellous defensively.
Was Haby outside of the D? That's the question. It would come down to sheer millimetres to determine that outcome.
Get back, Kevin.
Away we go again. Inside our last 4 minutes. These games always seem to deliver, no matter what's at stake. Ibrahim, a moment of perhaps misfortune as the ball bounced out of play. Parthamos. Russo, measured, Rogan. Nepomuceno got overzealous.
Too much from Javaro Nepomuceno. It's not bad from him. It summed up Fitzroy's evening. Up until this point, that was risky from Pimenta. He might say measured, as was that from Atay Ibrahim, who then had to get acrobatic to find Dos Santos. He stepped Parthamos, was then surrounded and swarmed. Cooper, Atay Ibrahim. Lovely, delightful way through the press. Now Cooper's stranded. Dos Santos gave him a helping hand on the switch for Ibrahim, who couldn't keep it alive. Messino told to retreat. Fitzroy wanting to find a way to give themselves a lifeline. The calendar year's final Classico. And the mop's needed. And this time with perhaps some more urgency than it was in the first period. Both teams just have a minute. Fitzroy gathering collectively. Rogan leading that conversation. Swidan and Cooper conversing on the Moreland setup. Pimenta joins in on that. Down the stretch of the final Classico. Is there a way for the Tigers to go and save themselves? Russo, Parthamos, Nepomuceno again. That's two now. A couple of looks for the Curaçaoan, and he knows it. Might that be the let-off Moreland need? Lovely from Haby. Cooper's nod was tidy, and Russo via the railing finds touch. Just the sting being taken out whenever necessary for Moreland right now. Pimenta. Again, look long. Swindon wanted to make it work. Price always on pole position. Russo. Milton Sakos urging the press. Parthamos. Pimenta dangled. Inadvertently, of course, and it's a free kick. Just a slip from Season 1's MVP. Russo. Rogan. Can Fitzroy fire away to half the deficit? And here is Scott Rogan. Russo. Parthamos. Robotis. Lovely block by Pimenta again. One way they've been very good this evening, Moreland. Defensively have been sound. Milton Sakos may be wondering, where was this earlier this season? It's a fair question to ponder. Rogan, Nepomuceno with Scott Rogan. Fitzroy trying to find a way. Rogan. Wanted to step beyond Cooper. Russo. Still search. And still Moreland hold firm. Russo. Rogan. Nepomuceno urging. Rogan smashed it into Cooper. And again they go. The next wave. Nepomuceno. Still unable to blemish the Moreland clean sheet. Rogan. Russo. Might it be, perhaps, tonight just a reminder that when they string it together, in fact, as Robotis, saved by Haby, out for Rogan, on for Parthamos, who didn't sort his feet, Atay Ibrahim with an open net, couldn't get the shot away, and again they recycle, and again Rogan's on the carry. Parthamos wanting to lunge, Fitzroy corner.
The final 90 seconds of the Classico, the final Classico of 2025. TCSS, the Blues looking to solidify that this is their fortress against the 12-time champions. Fitzroy's side ball, Filio, Russo unmarked. Havey with a big save. And he tried this, footy kick, really. It might just be his detriment. And Milton Sakos had to let his keeper know about it. He went for glory, perhaps, Ethan, and he scuffed the opportunity.
It was a golden look for Havey, and his eyes lit up for someone who had had such a good game as well up until this point. He just needs to see it through.
Ibrahim with a big slide. It was in the previous passage where Pimenta couldn't seem to get contact on the ball following a courageous slide of his own, as Jimmy Soufis has just over a minute to turn this around. His side trail by 2-0 to keep them perfect in the season and have that invincible year. They need to find 2 goals upon the resumption of play. We're more than lead by 2-0. Petfilio has the corner. Moreland have the clock. Fitzroy have the invincible streak to keep alive. Rogan. Parthamos. Rogan wanted the back, nearly got it, didn't. Will be Moreland's ball. Swadan went long, bit aimless in truth. Russo has numbers. Filio sends Cooper for a slide. It falls to Russo. That might have been their look, Ethan.
It might have been their look. Perhaps it might not be their night. 21 unbeaten. And it looks like it's going to come to an end at the hands of their greatest rivals. And once again, Moreland will wonder, why couldn't it have been like this earlier?
Russo for Rogan. Pet Filio. 26 seconds left. It would take something miraculous from here. Filio. Parthamos. They got to find something practically now, if there's any hope. Swadan blocks it. He's had quite the shift. Robotis is in there somehow. Filio! They have found something. From nothing. The Blues won't have their clean sheet. Filio from close range thumps it home. They couldn't, could they?
Well then. Moreland, who have been faultless all evening, have had a moment, and maybe, just maybe, the door could be ever so slightly open.
13 seconds ticking on the clock. It might just come down to this for the champions. Can they keep their clean sheet alive? And on the siren, their golden boy of Parthamos might have just had the complete and ultimate opportunity to keep the champions undefeated this season. He puts the ball wide, and the Blues have managed to remain without a loss against their longest foe of the champions Fitzroy here in Darebin. But Ethan Rigg, there was such a moment before the siren sounded for Parthamos.
More than hearts in mouths. Elias Parthamos got a great look. He's had a terrific game tonight. That was the moment for a Moreland meltdown really to be completed in the dying minute. The Blues hung on in the end, and as they have so often done this season, end a run of 21 unbeaten for Fitzroy.
Full time in the Classico. It's Fitzroy 1, Moreland Blues 2.
Messino on court 2. Parthamos goes for him. Lashing effort.
Willow to this one. Pimenta takes the shot on. Price saw it all the way.
That foot, and he's just able to drill it hard and low. Price equal to it.
Risky from Parthamos. Nepa Messino does really well to just twist his way forward, and Messino coming shorter. Ibrahim ran at best and took the game on, and Ato Ibrahim could be in here. He hits the bar. Ibrahim could be in here. He hits the bar. Nepomuceno and Russo. Now at the other end, it's 3 against 2 momentarily. Parthamos takes it on.
And Parthamos can now lead the charge the other way. On for Nepomuceno, who's got Dos Santos, and Ibrahim set it for Jarin. He wasn't able to find the near post. The crown slipped. Dos Santos, Swidan. Oh. Lovely footwork to get around Jarin. Ahmed Swidan is going on his own. And perhaps in.
As Pimenta shifts away to Santos. Back for the MVP, Pimenta! Swidan will have the final touch. Petfilia. Rogan has half an opportunity. Fitzroy have a corner.
Searching, Cooper forcing Price down low. Cooper's take, Dos Santos! In fact, it was Pimenta. And Price to find Dos Santos. Quick shift for Swidan, who's around 1, around 2. Filio tried to bundle. Rogan wanted to give him a hand. Swidan didn't foul him. Filio kept his feet.
Goes out of play. Ibrahim goes over the top. Price was not sure. Bundles into the goal. Conducting a defensive shape with Moreland off the ball. Parthamos central. Big save by Habe, but it was grounded. Filio controls the ball and Rogan distributes it. Russo not around Pimenta. Ibrahim might have been fouled.
In position of promise. There will be Adam Cooper to drive it. Messino. So again, search, find an opening. Robotis has one. Fizzed it across. Price went searching. Robotis' take. Ibrahim bullied him off it and found Cooper with a lovely ball. Price parried. Parthamos wanted Robotis. Pimenta read it. Rogan left the foot in. Gave it then to Kevin Dos Santos. To prevent invincibility for their successors at the moment. Rogan. Nepomuceno. Habe saves. Russo was lurking. Cooper got in the way. One more throw. Pimenta. Dos Santos. Enrique Pimenta!
Fitzroy trying a high press. Cosy Russo not controlling. Ibrahim now for Pimenta to 2 against 2 momentarily. Enrique Pimenta across the
field once more. Cooper. Not around Parthamos, and it's a good challenge. He's now got Dos Santos to drive that. And flashed his end. And they wish to work an angle. Cooper again. Swidan. Hustle by Jarin, who's really giving him a pullback. Fitzroy have the free kick. Jarin lurking, as is Robotis. Rogan went low. Habe parried and then had to gather it up. Moreland was doing well to slow it all down. That's tidy from Swidan. Intricate with Cooper, and then his touch too heavy. Rogan came across. Ahmed Swidan's got to be careful. Rogan knows that. Takes a stumble, and now Ibrahim's on the charge. Had 2 with him. Went alone.
In terms of his technique, jostling with Rogan off the ball. As Flash got around him momentarily. Now Rogan has Robotis on for the pass. Here is Harry Robotis across the face. Musso is there in support. He's
Swidan. Moreland might flood forward. It squeezed its way through to Ibrahim, who's around Filio, and it might not be done yet. Cooper's on the charge. Options left and right. Swidan was one of them. Rogan off the line. He's protesting it crossed. Not beyond Bayrakli. Price had to sprawl. His parry found Rogan. Nepomuceno. Cooper's challenge was a good one. Dos Santos. Peluso left one in on him. It back for Rogan. Bayrakli got a foot in, and now is on the charge. Clipped by Cooper. Price got there. The net's vacant, and Bayrakli rolls it wide.
And the cup yet in the Premier competition. Right, a storied rivalry these two have grown to find in recent times.
And already
he was adamant.
Was a good read by Jarin, and a rather reckless jump from Bayrakli. Parthamos in the meantime forces Habe into a smart save.
Yeah. timer factor. Rogan. Pathamos deflecting ball was dead. Trading possession. Russo. Nepomuceno finds him nicely. Bottas.
Is there a way for the Tigers to go and save themselves? Russo, Parthamos, Nepomuceno again. That's 2 now.
Went long, bit aimless in truth. Russo has numbers. Filio sends Cooper for a slide. It falls to Russo. If there's any hope, Swadan blocks it. He's had quite the shift. Bottas is in there somehow. Filio, they have found something.
The curtain call, and perhaps the most important of such for both of these teams in not just the season but the calendar year in its entirety. Northern Phoenix defeated Hume on opening night. That set off a tone for these two to converge on a collision course, separated by a point in the table, a playoff spot which could secure survival, which could secure salvation, is on the line between these two. Whoever gets the more favourable fixture might see their fortunes turned on their head. These two have a bit of a rivalry. It was Phoenix who was supposed to have relegated Hume in last season's playoffs, and at the conclusion of it, as the Black Army stayed up, they were beaten comfortably on opening night by a side in turquoise and teal who have since become their front runners. It is going to be a massive down to the wire, the definition of a relegation six-pointer to close out not just the evening but the season in its regular course as we know it. Northern Phoenix and Hume resumed once again, and these two teams, they know each other well. They've played plenty of futsal against one another. They're looking this evening just to get one more. It might prove pivotal. You look at who could be in the mix in the championship from the playoffs, and it could be either of these sides. And Hume want to make the brighter start with Cicek. Cicek causing early issues, and Hume have themselves a corner. Taken up for Sahin. Turned on to Temel. He's clipped his effort just wide. Final instalment. One of so much importance, and Adam, both of these sides know it could have fortunes on where they play next season.
Certainly has that feel about it with everything you've just laid out for us, Ethan. Considering how both these sides like each other, like cats and dogs. And you think back to that playoff, almost in June it was, Ethan. 13-12 the final score. It was one of the most crazy games of futsal I think you'll ever see. And as we look to what might be another instalment of such, the preludes tonight.
Hume looking to start brightly. Turkman couldn't quite turn it into Cicek, who was the late onlooker. Black Army with a couple forays. Here's Henderson. Can Northern Phoenix perhaps just give themselves something? Hogan couldn't quite keep that alive. Could perhaps be such a pivotal night for either of these sides. You look at who they could come up against. Northcote lead the championship at the moment. Hearts are in the hunt. Foots Grade 2. Kensington actually aren't that far back in fourth. There is a lot that could happen. And Cicek's on the charge! Via Hogan's deflection puts Hume in front! Just like that, the Black Army steal an advantage, and Northern Phoenix have it to do. It's how quickly it shifts at this end of the table. On top 1 second, sustained Hume pressure gives them the lead. On a night where both have to win, Theo, getting off to it is the perfect start for the Black Army.
Yes, big clash coming up, gentlemen. This is for 5th and 6th, so you want to finish as high as up as you can, because then it gives you an opportunity to play a lower team in the State League. But it's still going to be a tough game, whoever they play in the playoffs. Who's your tip tonight, Adam?
I knew that was coming. And well, it's hard to separate. Statman, both these sides on paper, evenly matched, especially with the likes of Henderson running through and testing Murray. Brown on for Hogan. Big slide from Turkman. Stud, I'd love to know who you're picking between these two, because there's just so much quality on both sides.
I reckon it's going to be a draw, Adam, and I'll tell you something, the last 6 weeks, Hume defensively have only conceded 15 goals. Gab Murray, Fernando de Moraes and the whole team have been amazing the last few weeks, and I reckon it'll be a good game tonight. I'm going for a draw, Adam.
Clean sheet in that time as well for Hume.
Wow.
Well, they've had last 2 weeks, they've had clean sheets.
Is that your prediction tonight, Ethan?
Wouldn't quite go that far. It's going to be free-flowing. If the previous instalments between these teams are anything to go by, they love a goal fest.
Anderson doesn't mind a decent performance. He might be pivotal tonight if he's given the opportunity to shine.
Are you surprised Jonathan Sapino hasn't started?
He'll get ample time when you've got Gerardo Soto on court. Almost like for like. Saheen, Turkman, Temel. Measured for Cicek. Threads the eye of the needle. UC7, fresh off opening the scoring. Temel, Turkman. Saheen lurking towards the back post. Monfroy alert of the danger. No Tyler Lewis tonight for the Phoenix. Succumbing to perhaps a bit of illness as Cicek's deflecting ball. Yes, it will be a quarter. Hume looking for an early double advantage. Serpina and Stellitano, two big names on the bench for those in black. Cicek keeps it alive somehow. Just throws it on his boot across the face of goal, nobody home.
Hume have started this game with much more pace and much more purpose. Northern Phoenix, you get the feel of just growing into it. They're trying to hang on and find some rhythm. Get it to the guys like Henderson. Wait for Serpina and Stellitano.
Temel, Cicek, Henderson trying to get physical with the recent goal scorer, Saheen. Temel. Tries to get around that of Hogan. Henderson bundles over Turpin. Chichek gets the ball back, and Hume have a chance to score here. It's Chichek. It bounces off Monfroy. Temmel keeping the move going. Saheen, Temmel rolling inside. Hogan with the block. It might have been goal bound. Henderson has Brown on for the pass. Went on his own, and it wasn't handsome.
It's a good drive from Henderson, though, to get the run forward. It's what Northern Phoenix need to do. If they are to unsettle this Hume lineup, they'll need that direction out of Henderson in particular. And Stellitano, when he comes on as well, is going to be crucial to that.
Meanwhile, it's tipped onto the bar by Monfroy. It was Temmel with the opportunity, which wasn't too far away. Ramadan. Theo, we know how much you love Lockie for the Black Army.
The last few weeks he's been in good form and he's really looking sharp and fit like a Ramadan.
Toby Smith, another one who's shone for Hume recently. Gets it back from Temmel. Ramadan just holding that space. Went at Dexter Hard, dropped it back for Smith. Temmel, lovely ball to find Smith, who's on his own, and Monfroy had to make the save at the expense of a corner.
There he is, the main man's warming up. Jonathan Sapino ready to come on.
Temmel's corner via Ramadan and out of play. Just how important, Theo, could Jonathan Sapino be tonight?
Oh, he could be very important after last week's performance. If he lives up to that, Northern Phoenix are a big chance, Ethan.
And here is Sapino, his first involvement of the evening. On for Henderson. This Phoenix side trying to pull the strings. Lovely ball. Sapino with Ramadan backing him down. Wants to keep the move alive.
That's well, Lockie Ramadan. He loses out.
Superb read from Ramadan, who was just ever so quickly across. You can feel that there is just a lot of feeling between these two teams at the moment.
You can feel the tension, can't you, Adam?
It's amping up as the game progresses.
Henderson went down the line for Hogan. Terrific read from Smith, who had Temmel up with him. Smith squared it, and Hogan just about in retreat. Did enough to intervene. He got the final touch on it. It was nearly, ever so nearly, as quick as you like from Hume on the break. To continue a bright start they've made. Smith, Temmel off the upright. Delightful from Hume so far, who have started quickly. Northern Phoenix just trying to find a rhythm. Henderson for Dexter Hard. Henderson once more, ran out of room. Hume have gone the high press from the start, Theo, and it seems to be paying off.
No Tyler Lewis this week after last week's man of the match performance. Anyone know what's happened to Tyler Lewis tonight?
Carrying a knock, the Northern Phoenix shot stopper. There's Toby Smith on for Temmel. Smith once more. Kulchuglu forced all the way back. Hume having to recycle. Temmel, Ramadan. Smith peeled. Ramadan nearly had a yard, but Hogan got a foot in the nick of time. Ever so important. Starting this game strong. Hume have all the momentum. Temmel on the switch for Smith. Henderson got himself in the way. Dexter Hard got a foot in. Was just able to steer it. They look at the moment, Northern Phoenix, like they're struggling for rhythm, don't they, Theo?
Oh, well, there's a couple of new players that have come into the team, so it takes them a bit. Henderson hasn't played for a few weeks, so it's going to take him a bit of time to gel and get into the rhythm, Ethan.
I'll be hoping that happens sooner rather than later. It's not quite panic stations yet, but for Northern Phoenix, this could really determine a shot at safety. Henderson went searching. It's a tidy take from Sapino. Ramadan came across and won it. He's now on the march with Smith. Ramadan had 3 to go round. Couldn't find Smith as Hogan got a foot in. He then went through the legs, only as far as Temmel. Steered it for Ramadan, who couldn't get it under. Henderson, Sapino, Kulchuglu went to him and then skipped away from Ramadan. With ever so much poise did the Spaniard. Now cools it all down. Nearly showed too much of it. And Hume have forced the turnover.
Pedestrian from Sapino. Hogan latches on to much of the same from a Hume perspective. Dex. Sapina for Dex. Was unbalanced as he took the shot on.
How's Dexter fitted in so far, Adam, you reckon? It's been okay, Dex?
I haven't really seen much of him, Stat. That's a question I'd like to ask you. I can't really make much of him.
He started and he hasn't come off. It's a bit of a surprise.
Henderson has Dex, and he might just be to get involved as Temmel.
That's a big tackle by
Close to
Temmel.
the door. It was a big tackle from Temmel. Quite hush around DCSS. What could happen here? Dex, side ball. Hogan got his shot away, and Lucas Hogan picks the corner. And Northern Phoenix are on level terms.
And it's exactly what they needed. It's a beauty of a hit from Hogan. Just worked a yard for himself, wrapped his foot around it. It's a perfect amount of whip. Gabriel Murray, my apologies, at full stretch, can only get a hand on it to tip it into his own net. Perfect placement and exactly what Phoenix needed.
And Lockie Ramadan can find a swift response. Draws a corner, but Stat, how about that equaliser from Hogan?
That was a great finish by Lucas Hogan. It wasn't hit with a lot of venom. It was just placed nicely into the far corner, and it gave Gab, it was sprawling, got a hand to it, and just went in. Great finish by Lucas Hogan.
Feel like it's going to take that tonight for both sides. It's a game of one-upsmanship, moments of greatness. Stilatano on court. Pampered in jewellery. It's just hampered his pre-match warm-up. Smith Jr. Kawuglu, lovely little fake, and allowed Temmel to latch on, and Ramadan was asking for some attention.
And it's dangerous from Hume again when they've been able to get Temmel into those positions and Smith's been able to link up with him. That's where they've created a lot of problems for Northern Phoenix. They haven't had the movement to go with them. If Ramadan breaks early and gets to the back post, he would be completely unmarked. So don't expect them to sheer away from that, as Phoenix haven't picked up on it yet.
Kawuglu wins the ball back, and Smith was going all the way. Hume will protest. It might have looked a touch late from Stellatano. He lives to see another day. Temmel, Ramadan one side, Smith the other. It's Temmel going on his own. It's Henderson blocking. Stat, there was a moment there where the Phoenix might have looked as if they conceded a very deep free kick.
Yes, it was. I thought it was there, Adam. I don't know about you. It looked like it was there, but obviously the referees can't get everything right.
Kawuglu, Ramadan. Still level inside our opening 10 minutes. Ramadan spinning from Hogan. And for good measure, the Phoenix goal scorer completely collected Monfroy.
It's a great roll from Ramadan. It's classic target play. Pins Hogan and just works a yard for himself where he's able to spin and get in behind. Monfroy alert to it, wasn't taking any chances and was collateral damage in the end. But it's another positive sign of intent from Hume, as is that from Hogan, who has an early hit. Kulchuklu had to get in the way, and Northern Phoenix have a corner.
Demara's rotating his bench, keeping the players fresh, Ethan.
Will be important as it goes on. Sapina's take. Out for Hogan, fancied another hit, blocked by Chichek, out to Henderson, who went early, wasn't able to steer it into a position that would trouble Murray, but he does win a corner. Yet another moment where the pendulum swings in this game. Toby Smith takes a break. Stellitano, Sapina, out for Henderson. Sahin had to wear it, Swade's on the charge to keep it alive, and he wasn't quite able to do so. The game has started at a frantic pace. Big question is, for you, Stat, how important will these benches become, more so down the stretch?
Oh, very important, and both benches are fully loaded tonight, so I reckon whoever rotates it more, keeping fresh legs on, because this game is played at a frantic pace, Ethan.
Raha. Hogan. One on the switch for Stellitano, but it had too much on it. Giovanni Stellitano appreciated the idea. Gab Murray goes searching.
Oh.
Kulchuklu nearly got on the end of it. Ever ever so nearly. A terrific ball from Murray. Hume have looked more direct since Ramadan's come on in particular. They're trying to utilise Kulchuglu in that way. Sapina on for Stelitano. But Raha couldn't quite find Hogan. Look at the teams in the championship as well who will be eyeing tonight. Who do you think looks more fondly on this fixture, Theo?
Look, I reckon it's going to be two evenly matched teams. It could go down to the wire, like I said before. It's two evenly matched. Northern Phoenix have got a good lineup today, so have Hume. But I think it's going to be a draw tonight, Ethan. I can't split it.
This fixture doesn't always fancy a draw. There was one in the playoffs, that 4-all in the first leg. Northern Phoenix came the long way round to come back and steal all the momentum, which they then went on to win the tie with.
Bit of a mundane turn of events at the moment. Both sides not opting to have it go goal for goal right now. It's been calmed as Araha does really well to trap the ball, although overshoots the mark, and Chichek's on the march. Has Hamza swayed. Monfroy adjusts accordingly. It was decent goalkeeping, but what's he doing there? He rolls for Hogan. It was a hospital. There was two white shirts to press immediately. Stat.
That was a hospital ball, wasn't it, eh? Oh, that could have gone in the back of the net.
A moment of
madness.
Brilliance from the keeper initially, but it was followed up by sheer madness. That was... I can't believe what's happened there, Ethan.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous from Thomas Monfroy. He got fortunate, and he'll know it. He got away with one there. That could have ended awfully for Northern Phoenix.
That was a brain freeze.
And Hogan didn't want it either.
It looked as if Hogan was...
walking away from it.
Exactly right. Nonetheless, play resumes. Hogan had the ball ricochet off him. They both spun around himself and swayed. But it will be the recent goal scorer's ball. Sapina. Araha calling for it deeper. Hamza swayed, had his shot blocked. Monfroy this time a lot more, let's say, control with where he was going, but Araha could not settle the dancing shoes. Swade. Saheen. Kabuglu peeling wide. Araha. Fouls Kabuglu.
One thing that Phoenix do have to be cautious of in this game. They're a team who love to collect 5 fouls in either half. It's a very rare occasion when Northern Phoenix don't actually get themselves towards that line or go in excess of it. Keeping their heads tonight will be really important.
I don't know if you know, gentlemen. There's one player that's played for one club in the history in the serious Futsal V-League Premiership. I wonder if you know who it is.
Stat. They call you Stat because you know everything.
He's out there. He's out there at the moment. He's only played for one club.
Nej Saheen.
That's the one.
Oh my God.
Since, was it 2009?
2009.
It's a long time.
16 years at Hume FC. What a stalwart.
Hasn't opted to apply his trade anywhere else, and you can't fault him for loyalty. Theo, would you know how many games exactly he's played, or at least a rough
he's played
ballpark?
over 300 games.
Stellitano.
Probably 400.
Mind you, Stat. Sapina got very inventive. He had to flick. It was behind him. Some connection between the two S's on court for Phoenix as
Turkman runs away.
Going away here on his own. Off the volley, Saheen. Raha gets a foot in. Swade.
Does well.
Very well, in fact. Turkman was testing Monfroy moments ago. Here is Hamza Swade. Sapina not around Hamza Swade, who's getting a fair bit of talking about at the moment. He's going by himself. Flicking for Chichek, who rolls for Turkman.
Oh, great play.
And Hume roll in
Hume
for that
FC,
second.
that was excellent. Hamza Swade keep battling at him there. Did not give up the fight. That was great play there by Hume FC, and Demaraes ringing the changes now. I can't believe Temple's had a bit of a rest. He's rotating that bench at him.
They find their second, despite the rotations. Quite the move from Hume. They're in front.
Beautiful finish. at the end of a searing Hume move. And just when Northern Phoenix had wrestled some momentum back, Hume find that all-important lead again. They just continue to ask, what have they got? Stellitano, no further than Murray, who's going on a march. Quick on the switch for Cicek. Turkman up with him. Cicek went alone, and Monfroy had to push away for a corner. They are flying at the moment. Northern Phoenix having to hang on a touch. Still plenty of time to the break, 6.5. Hume have a corner. Dimmerais giving some instruction. Temmel tried to catch Monfroy out at his near post. Quickly on for Sapina, who's not perhaps had the start he would have hoped for so far this evening. Pressed by Turkman. Dropped it off for Soto, who gave it away to Temmel. Here's ball for Cicek, invited Araha, who invited Sahin inadvertently. Turkman slide. Terrific. And it was out before Araha touched it, possibly to his own benefit. Soto from range, took one deflection. Sahin on the charge. Set it back for Temmel. Remarkable longevity for Nesh Sahin, 16 years at one side. Something you see less and less in the game nowadays. Cicek, Temmel, Sahin. Lovely futsal from Hume again. Temmel, Turkman. This is Dimmerais ball in free flow, and it's a good challenge from Stellitano at the expense of a corner. Just since he's come in, Theo, how big an impact?
A huge impact, Ethan. He's structurally, defensively, they've been a lot better. They're playing a lot better. He's made a huge difference. Like I've always said, his knowledge of the game, one of the best players in Australia to ever play the game, Ethan. You got the right man steering the ship, and with Nikos Ignatidis doing an amazing job.
I spoke with Nico as well the other week. Said one of the big reasons he was really keen on the project at Hume was because of Fernando Dimmerais as well. That is the kind of pull that the King has. Soto with an errant touch, which nearly invited Turkman. Before he came to mop it up. On for Brown. Lovely ball for Sapina, who stole a yard on Cicek. Set it for Brown, who started it. That's a wonderful, wonderful challenge from Temmel.
Great passage of play.
Intense stuff, Adam.
Really was. And Sapina away to the cavalry. And Brown was determined to get there.
Cicek off a scramble.
Suleiman Mohammed barking out instructions. He was assistant to Fernando Dimmerais at Western United. It's the teacher versus the student tonight.
Not for the first time, a master and an apprentice meet. Brown, when searching for Stellitano, who got around Temmel, but not around Murray, who had to scramble. It was out of his area. Sapina blazes over.
How good was Stellitano there to pinch the ball off Murray to set up Sapina? I thought Sapina should have done better. Ethan?
Supreme. Really supreme from Stellitano. Perhaps Northern Phoenix unlucky not to find themselves level.
Never giving up with Stellitano. He wanted that ball desperately. And he went and earned it. He's nipping at the heels of Murray. And Sapina of half a step, I might say, could have done better. Cicek.
They're pushing them back to Phoenix here.
Turkman receives possession. 3 against 3 on this attack now for the Black Army in white. Sapina has Stellitano ahead of him. And here is Giovanni Stellitano for Soto!
Ooh.
He goes down.
Yes, I thought he got him on the leg.
And Phoenix will find an opportunity from the spot to equalise. It's a brilliant ball from Stellitano. Soto tries to take Murray out the equation from close range. And in doing so, was impeded. Jonathan Sapina has the opportunity from point blank range to put Phoenix back on level terms. Never in doubt the number 9. And we're back on level terms.
Super penalty from Sapina.
Moves on to 16 goals for the season, Jonathan Sapino.
Brilliantly converted. Keeps himself in the golden boot hunt. And just off a bit of last-ditch Hume lunges, Northern Phoenix find themselves level. It's been hard to come by so far. clear-cut opportunities for Suleiman Mohammed's side. It's been in quality over quantity, and Sapina perhaps atones for his missed moments ago. From near point-blank range, this time from the spot. Sets this game level at 2 apiece. Similar flow, dare I say, to the second leg, where all futsaling belief, where anything you could possibly have fathomed went firmly out the window, and Hume want timeout. And perhaps good timing for it. Phoenix got themselves level after the Black Army hit themselves ahead. As we go to timeout for the first time in Darebin for a mega relegation clash. It's Hume 2, Northern Phoenix 2. We return from timeout. This game dead level. Both of these sides throwing everything at each other. Forget the kitchen sink. I understand the importance of such a fixture this evening. Could be pivotal. That's a tidy save from Monfroy, who couldn't prevent the corner. It's been that kind of night so far. One of real pressure, and one which could be of priceless pivotal moments. Fernando Di Morais barking the set-piece instructions. Temel, Cicek. Well, the spin was blocked by Brown, who now leads a charge the other way on his own. Stellitano was at the back stick. Cicek did well to recover. Brown, Soto. Can Northern Phoenix find a momentum switch? Brown once again. Sapina. Stellitano. Will find a way through. Soto. Couldn't spin Suede. Dropped off by Sahin for Temel, who's threaded that tidily. Cicek on one more, even better. Temel, the orchestrator. Sahin nearly the finisher. Just from back to front there, Theo. Hume flicked the switch.
I just think Lucas Hagen's had too much of a rest. He should be back on. There's always something happening when Lucas Hagen's out there. Just think they've left him off too long, a bit too long. And Henderson. Maybe they should be rotating the bench a bit more, Ethan.
Perhaps saving them for the longer stints down the road. But even then, you can't sacrifice the present for what may be the future. Here's Stellitano. Face to face with Suede, threaded it for Sapina, who just about kept the move alive. Stellitano wanted him to leave, but it invited Suede's press. Just a bit of miscommunication creeping in that Northern Phoenix side.
Yeah, Di Morais rotating the bench. He made a couple of quick subs there with Rocky Ramadan and Mocha Clanaris coming onto the pitch.
Soto. Pressed by Clanaris, one of those new inductees who does the same to Sapina and wins a corner. And that might be the difference. Clanaris' take. Went with height for Suede, who chested it down well. And then couldn't keep it alive. It's those nearly moments, isn't it? Stat that will make the difference.
High press From Hume, Stellatano looking to wheel away. Has Brown wanted the 1-2. It was a bit of pace shown by the Australian Italian. Sapina. Not sure where to go. He's worked himself into a bit of a conundrum. Zacharias chipping. Brown turning from Swade. Stellatano had half an opening. Swade readjusts. Stellatano steals in somehow. Brown for Sapina. Stellatano glimpses towards the back post. Sapina trying to go around Temel. Temel with the high press. You might have not have been sure why, but stat in that passage, I don't think Sapini knew where he was going.
No, he was in no man's land there, Adam. Just trying to hold off two players. Had a free player, but didn't want to give it.
Zacharias for Sapina. Tight angle to get his shot away. Murray with a bit of a fumble, but makes it work. Henderson. Linares has the ball ricochet off of him. Henderson. Brown. Sapina. Twisting. Trying to find something, glancing around the court to pick out a teammate. Temel hot in his case. Henderson sees it out of play. For some reason, Stan, he's just not releasing the ball, is he, the number 9?
He's just holding on to it. He's just trying to outstrength the play and just hold on to it. Just there's a free player. You're attracting the crowd. Get rid of it. There's a free player.
Zacharias.
Definitely a foul. And
Clear
a
as day.
card might be coming out. No. Just warning him.
Linares had to make the tactical foul, one might argue. Inside at last 46 seconds. Henderson was on the tarmac to shoot, but Sully Mohammed's issued a timeout. It falls to a brief silence at DCSS. The scores between Northern Phoenix and Hume FC are 2 goals apiece. Sapina on the tarmac. In fact, it'll be Hogan instead. Temel with the loose ball. Ramadan had to go for Linares. It got tense, but Ramadan could not open it up for Temel. Tobias Smith Jr. lurking.
And just that intricacy there.
Just
the way that Hume have played. Not just that, the way they played themselves out of the press. Start of the season, you would not see that.
No,
it would have gone long.
That's all credit to Fernando de Moraes, what he's brought to this futsal club, mate.
It's been that kind of transformation at Hume.
Well, we've seen it. In the second half of the season, they've probably been the third best team or probably the second best team.
Now have a corner to defend with Hogan.
Hogan just came on. See, they needed him out there, back out there, Ethan. Straight away he comes on and he has a smack at the goals.
Making things happen, Lucas Hogan. Another Phoenix corner. Henderson takes. Hogan sets it for Sapina. And Temel had to wear one.
Into the backside of Mohamed Temel. That must have hurt.
Phrase "don't rub it" comes to mind. It's a searing hit from the Spaniard. Which Temel will force. 2 apiece. Trying to find a way through our Northern Phoenix. Sapina off Temel, wanted handball.
That could have been a handball.
Didn't seem best pleased about the fact that it wasn't. Did Northern Phoenix's top scorer. Zacharias. Sapina, that was a hot one to handle and he did superbly.
He brought that down beautifully, didn't he, Ethan?
Spins Ramadan, still twisting and turning. Smith comes to lend a hand and they pick his pocket. Ramadan had Smith on the cut and Hogan did superbly. Brilliant defending from Lucas Hogan. Spared Sapina's blushes and that will be that for an enthralling half of futsal. One where it matters most, how many points you pick up. At the moment, it's advantage Hume in the table, although we are as we started. Half time in Darabin. It's Hume 2, Northern Phoenix 2. Issues. And Hume have themselves a corner. Taken up to Sahin. Turned on to Temel. He's clipped his effort just. Kensington actually aren't that far back in fourth. There is a lot that could happen. And G-Tech's on the charge! Fire Hogan's deflection puts you.
To play a lower team in the state league, but it's still going to be a tough game, whoever they play in the playoffs. Who's your tip tonight, Adam?
Hogan, Henderson bundles over Turkman. Chichek gets the ball back, and Hume have a chance to score here. It's Chichek, it bounces off Monfroy. Temel keeping the move going. Sahin, Temel rolling inside. Hogan with the block, it might have been goal.
Is going to be crucial to that.
Meanwhile, it's tipped onto the bar by Monfroy. It was
next to hard. Back for Smith. Temel. Lovely ball to find Smith, who's on his own. And Monfroy has to make the save at the expense of a corner.
much the same from a Hume perspective. Dex. Sapina for Dex.
It's not come off, it's a bit of a surprise.
Henderson has Dex, and he might just be to get involved as Temel.
It's a big tackle by Temel.
What could happen here? Dex, side ball. Hogan got his shot away, and Lucas Hogan.
He'll be completely unmarked, so don't expect them to sheer away from that, as Phoenix haven't picked up on it yet.
Kawaglu wins the ball back, and Smith was going to level inside our opening 10 minutes. Ramadan spinning from Hogan, and for good measure has Hamza swayed. Monfroy adjusts accordingly. It was decent goalkeeping, but what's he doing there? He rolls for Hogan. It was a Sahin. Kawaglu peeling wide. Araha fouls Kawaglu. Exactly, he's played, or at least
he's played over 300 games.
Stellatano,
400.
Mind you, stat. Sapina got very behind him. The connection between the two S's on court for Phoenix is
Turkman runs away.
Going away here on his own. Off the volley, Sahin. I'm talking about at the moment, he's going by himself. Flicking for Chichek, who rolls for Turkman.
Oh, great play!
Hume rolling
Hume
for that
FC, that was excellent.
Stellatano, no further than Murray, who's going on a march. Quick on the switch for Chichek. Turkman up with him. Chichek went alone, and Monfroy had to push away for a corner. It up. We return from half-time, perhaps for the most important half in both of these sides' seasons. Dead level. Northern Phoenix and Hume, they are as they were in the playoffs. They are as they were Half-time in that second leg, that fabled evening. These two teams who know each other back to front now have to go at it to find a way through. A point favours Hume. The onus is on Northern Phoenix to find a way to propel themselves into fifth and to give themselves a more favourable play-off opponent. But for the Black Army, if they are to snatch it, it would mean for them that they get the opportunity and an easier route to salvation. And Ubedi Cicek is on the turn early to make sure that he supplies that. Interesting first half from both sides. Theo, who do you think would have been the happiest?
I reckon Phoenix would have been there. I reckon Hume have been playing they've been playing better, creating more chances, holding on to the ball. Yeah, I reckon Phoenix would have been happy with their half to go into all draw. And let's see what happens in the second half, Ethan. Can this be played at a frantic pace like the first half was?
Cicek and Henderson battling. Deflected out to Stelitano. So he got a foot in. Hogan wasn't able to thread it. Stelitano recovers. Monfroy. Stelitano onto Dex. That's a tidy return as well. Stelitano. Hogan is on his own. That is a wonderful goal. And Northern Phoenix have the lead.
Ethan, I keep saying when Lucas Hogan's out there, there's something happening. He's just a talented player, gets in great positions, sets up play. He is the link man to this team.
Special beyond special from Stelitano with the ball. And the chip from Hogan was delightful as it was daring. Northern Phoenix, who had to show some wings, have spread their wings early, and now they're on the charge once again. They couldn't get a 2-goal buffer, could they? Cut out by Cicek, Sahin going, Stelitano on the slide, and now he's on the charge. And Cicek to go at. Set it back for Henderson. Hogan. On for Dex, and they calm it down again. Threaded for Hogan, who's worked a yard. 10-minute retreat. Henderson, Dex, not away from Turkman.
How about Stat? The ball from Stelitano to unlock Hogan.
Great ball, but great finish by Hogan too.
You can't take away from the ball.
No, I'm not taking it away. Great ball by Stelitano, but it was a great finish there by Lucas Hunger, and now he's got a brace already.
He's almost squeezed through to Henderson. Down the line for Stelitano, who wanted the return. Henderson was on the overlap, switched for Dex, and couldn't get it beyond Turkman.
Ethan, what have you thought of Dex's first game tonight?
I think he's shown glimpses.
Is he interstate? Is he from interstate Perth? Where's he from? Does anyone know?
He's been tidy, and we will get the origin story onto that as soon as we can. In the meantime, he's trying to impact this game for Northern Phoenix as well as he can. Stelitano, Henderson, and Turkman a go at and wins a corner. They've just started so much brighter than they did in the first half.
Look, as good as Jonathan Sapino is, I just think he slows the Northern Phoenix game style down. What do you think, Ethan? I know he's a quality player, but when he was out there, he was holding on to the ball too long and he was just slowing them down.
Sapino fits a certain style, and the Phoenix need to calm the game down. Suspect him to be implemented. There's Dex with a good read.
Cicek. It's worth mentioning, boys. Alex Stojanovski from Footscray is in the building watching tonight. Potential opponent, perhaps. Either of these sides might be. For a side in the championship who are hunting a playoff position of their own. We'll have a glimpse at the championship ladder.
Currently Northcote on top, followed Carlton, and then by Footscray, Adam.
Mind you, though, Stat.
Carlton have got a game in hand.
That's exactly right. Northcote played 9 games. Carlton and Footscray on 8 each. Carlton with a win, back on top. Footscray have the Kensington Eagles and Melbourne Arans FC. If anything, you look at the entire table. From 3rd to 7th, it's only a 5-point difference between 5 teams. With 5 rounds left.
It's always been a great competition, the State League Championship.
And anything can truly still happen for that 3rd playoff position. Footscray have the 2-point buffer, although anything possible. Tobias Smith Jr. Temmel thought about moving. Dex with a watchful eye. He progresses forward, although some space opened up for Turkmen once the Phoenix number 4 had vacated that position.
And it's just where Phoenix have started a lot more brightly in this second half. Defensively, they're a lot less open. And a lot of that can be accredited to having both Ryan Henderson and Lucas Hogan on at the same time. It's a very secure backline they have then.
Definitely right there, Ethan. Definitely right.
Tobias Smith Jr. Turkmen. Cicek. Temmel. Him looking for that inch of space. Cicek stepping inside. Monfroy adjusting low. The keeper was certainly tested there. Murray. He's been a bit unsure tonight, perhaps, as Gab Murray up to his usual standards. And he gives possession back to Northern Phoenix. Stellitano from the side ball found Henderson. He found the side of the net. Smith Jr. running at Hogan, getting his shot away on the lefts. They manufacture a corner to Hume.
It's terrific from Hume the way they went back to front. I'd like Tobias Smith Jr.'s start to the second half. He's looked lively and he wants to create.
He was trying to create half an inch of space there for Cicek. Zacharias, Stellitano's having a game tonight. Deflects the ball off of Turkmen and out of play. A brief still yet again accompanies DCSS. Zacharias. Temmel spears it away. Slide from Turkmen. Cicek. Turkmen back up off his feet immediately to shoot. Drags a shot wide.
He's been one who hasn't quite involved as much as he'd like to so far, Imran Turkmen. Helps this Hume side tick. If they are to propel their fortunes, they are to get him involved more. Henderson bundling his way through and went with Loft. It was the right idea, but not quite the execution.
They just look like more lively Northern Phoenix with this team out there at the moment, Ethan.
There's Temmel. For Turkmen, Henderson allowed to step, as was Stellitano! And Murray had to react quickly. It was just a poke from Gio Stellitano, and it was nearly a brilliant one, as is that touch from Ramadan. Temmel, Smith Jr. threaded for Ramadan, who wants to spin Hogan, and it allowed Stellitano in retreat to go and win it. But just how big a difference is having both Hogan and Henderson on at the same time.
And Stellitano.
There is Stellitano with a good read. Picked it off Smith Jr. Just allows them to have that, I guess, that more imprinted identity.
Absolutely, yeah. They're a much smoother team. They defend well, Stellitano and Hogan, and obviously Henderson, but you've got to rotate the bench, Ethan. And now, as we've seen, Jonathan Sapino, I just think he's got to release the ball more quicker.
Henderson, who went searching for Hogan, he was allowed to roam. Zacharias completes the ensemble. Wanted Henderson, Turkmen got in and wins a free kick. It was a bit pedestrian from Zacharias. And not exactly, Stat, the kind of ball you want to play in that situation.
It was a bit of a danger ball there.
A couple moments of madness for Northern Phoenix in possession at times tonight. As Temmel charges at Sapina. Went on the switch for Smith Jr. Pressed by Zacharias. Forced home for Ramadan. Murray's on an adventure and he had to be found. Went to thread and only found Montfroy's opposite number. We're looking long for Sapina. Turkmen's flick. On for Temmel. Pinned Zacharias. Temmel shifting, twisting. Smith Jr. wriggled around Soto superbly. And Hogan was again in the right place at the right time. Just how impressive he has been tonight. It's crucial. And Stat, if they get these two in for the playoffs, Henderson and Hogan.
As far as I heard, that they are going to play in the playoffs.
They're available.
They're available. They're definitely available.
That is to be the case. Relegation could be a far worry for Phoenix. It's Smith Jr. for Hume. Trying to change that. Turkman, lovely touch. Ramadan's beauty. Smith away from Soto!
Great finish, great work.
It is terrific! And it's the answer Hume needed.
Is that his first serious futsal goal? He has, yep.
Made a name for himself, Smith Jr. in the back end of the season. And that is why, when Hume needed a hero, he was the one who came to oblige. It's wonderful. It's the remedy for Dimirais and Co. And Temmel's on the charge. Around Hogan! Oh. Kulchoglu lurking. Monfroy parrying, and somehow, some way, they get it away to safety.
And in the crossfires of all that, Monfroy just clutching at his eye. There was a real scramble inside the D. And Smith was full of animation once he'd scored. He was up and about. He was certainly relishing in the moment. For a player who's certainly come to the competition that we've kept a firm eye on. That was a moment he won't forget. And he's in possession now, Smith Jr. Ramadan, the target, still has it at his feet. Lockie Ramadan! Zacharias had to flick away. Hume with their tails up. Kuoglu. Ramadan twisting. Soto not clearing enough. Temmel went on his own. Ramadan was calling for it, start on the far side.
What do you think going into the playoffs? Who's it going to favour, the State League teams or the serious futsal teams? Because obviously they won't play for about 3 weeks. They won't be match hardness. I don't know if you know, Adam.
There is quite the break.
There's quite a bit of a break before the playoffs. State League teams will continue playing, but serious futsal teams like now Hume and Phoenix are going to have a 3-week break.
Just trying to have a suss mentally right now. And
because the State League teams will go straight into the playoffs, playing games every week leading up to the playoffs. But tonight, it's the last serious futsal game, Adam.
Murray for Ramadan, twisting, turning. Nearly seen the ball out of play. Stat, my question is, does that favour Hume or the State League teams?
I think they're going to have no match fitness, no intensity games. State League teams are going to be playing until the playoffs.
We'll see how it plays into both championship sides and series futsal sides upon the playoffs, which are coming up soon. As Ramadan, Monfroy, good adjustment. Soto, Sapina, first time, Zacharias. Phoenix right now, just on the back foot.
Just on the flip side of that, it's more time to open up for injuries for the State League teams as well. So it's a double-edged sword. Yes, you have more match sharpness, but there's also that greater opportunity that you perhaps lose players.
Smith,
I agree with you, Ethan. That's a good observation there.
Sapina twisting. Getting around Tobias Smith Jr. initially, although Phoenix find a free kick. They're on a wider angle, but they can certainly attempt to conjure up something from here.
I know Ryan Henderson is looking rather tired on the bench. He's getting prepped again to come back on. They continue to go to the well of him and Hogan because of the balance it gives them. It's so critical at the moment.
Oh, they're both great runners, Ethan.
Sabina for Brown. Murray might have been beaten, but his posts weren't. Swade only has Smith in support. Is twisting around Brown. Hogan also in pursuit of him as well, but
good effort there by Hamza Swade. Held it up well, turned, had a shot, had Monfrey scrambling.
He's had a bright evening, Hamza Swade. He came close to restoring Hume's
he's just
advantage.
recently become a father, so congratulations to him and his wife, Balkas, on the birth of their daughter.
Real change of life perspective offered for Hamza Swade, and seems to be thriving at Hume at the moment. It's Sapina holding off Kulchoglu. Still dancing And twisting is Sapina and he loses out. Again, he thought he was fouled. Not best pleased about that attention. Here's Phoenix's number 9. Murray. Feel Hume have snatched all the momentum. That's a smashing ball from Temmel, and well read by Montfroy.
Do you reckon, as good as Jonathan Sapina is, come on, do you reckon he's slowed the Phoenix game style down, Ethan?
I think it encourages a certain style of futsal. Temmel had a hit. I wouldn't say it slowed it down, it perhaps. Here's one which takes the sting out of the game, and here is Sapina, who sold Henderson a hospital one. Again, they just managed to get themselves out of a tight situation. Henderson went searching. That's a beautiful ball for Brown. He wants to turn Temmel. Brown still going. Kulchuglu now on the charge the other way. Hume could hit on the counter. Cicek's got runners, one of whom is Swade, who went early and flashed his effort wide. Montfroy quickly. Sapina couldn't turn Temmel. It's that double-edged sword again, isn't it, Stat? Where he gives you that perhaps slower build-up. His skill is undeniable.
Oh, amazing.
Here's Brown. Couldn't get round Swade, who was not best pleased about that.
Here we go. No love lost between these boys.
The Royal Rumble.
Where is Chevalier when you need him? Swade and Brown will have a talking to from the official.
And a card each.
Both in the book. Dare I say, it's been a little while since we've had some red mist. Both in the book. Both just have to watch it to the end now. A real flashpoint in a game which has slowly been simmering. A few physical challenges. Hamza Swade didn't take too kindly to that one. Brown equally to the reaction. Temmel's free kick. Slowed it for Cicek. Hume knocking on the door. Temmel trying to work a yard. Kulchuglu. Here is Hamza Swade. Can't shift away from Henderson. Kulchuglu. Temmel. Hume hoping and giving away to Sapina, who could go on the charge for Phoenix. Surrounded, crowded out. Sapina still fighting. Brown continued. Kulchuglu came in at him. The Phoenix bench weren't best pleased.
Benches on both sides starting to get certainly involved. The Hume bench all upstanding. Temmel found half an angle. Stat, your thoughts on Montfroy tonight, filling in for Tyler Lewis?
He's been solid. He's had a good game. What have you thought of him, Adam?
Much of the same. I think he's done pretty much what he's had to, I suppose. Sapina's body language telling a story. Although Temmel's pass for Hamza Swade showcases a blimp from the Black Army in play. Henderson has had no breaks tonight. Brown, Hogan. The execution was there, but perhaps just too much sauce on it.
It's a great idea. And it's the kind of creativity and just the direction the Phoenix have lacked so far since the early period of that second half. It's a great ball from Hogan. Catches it sweet. Maybe too sweet for Henderson.
Cicek on his left. Brilliant ball for Kulchuglu. The flick on. Well read by Montfroy. Sapina. Swade comes across. Can Sapina lift for the Northern Phoenix as this one progresses? Stellitano. Sapina. Has Henderson. Has Brown. Spins away from Turkman and Swade, but not Cicek.
Just
and
a bit too much,
Hume.
Adam.
Temmel has Swade, has Cicek, has Brown, who does well.
Montfroy has been solid tonight.
And he goes long quickly for Sapina. Henderson in support. Temmel breezes away. And now Hume flipped the switch at the other end.
3 against
it's
2.
Mo Temmel!
Who's that?
Oh, how about that?
balls over.
It's a brilliant run from the captain. He was inspired. He went from one coast to the other, and Hume find what they needed.
It is thumping from Tamil on the break, went on his own. The turn was balletic. The finish was brutal.
And he pinched the ball from the back line and ran all the way to the forward line. What an amazing goal by Ahmed Tamil. Amazing.
End to end from the skipper. Sensational. And it's exactly what Hume needed.
Hume are back in front, courtesy of their captain, who turned courageous and sent those around him, myself included, into raptures. It was certainly Tamil time. It's Chichek had possession. Northern Phoenix having to absorb some pressure. Klenaris. Turkman. Not found it was the recent goal scorer in Tamil.
Hume have really ripped the momentum away from Northern Phoenix. And Tamil might have just thumped a nail in the coffin, and Sapinia's pocket's been picked by Chichek. Hume have a corner. Once again, he's lost it in that kind of area.
He's lost it a few times tonight, Jonathan Sapina, Adam.
Turkman's corner. Another for Hume. Might be too tall an order. Tamil, that's a lovely ball. Chichek twisting, surrounded by turquoise. Stelitano. Henderson. Now Dex. Drop for Henderson again. Spun it round for Sapina. Tamil hot on his tail, and Chichek's on the charge. Wanted Klenaris on the overlap. Henderson blocked. Tim and Klenaris battle and bundle. And Michael Klenaris had a go not once but twice. And Jonathan Sapina and Mo Tamil just saying good evening to one another down the other end as well. Hume skipper has had the better of him so far. It's seen all the way over, and Murray will let it out. This game really out of nowhere, Stat. There's seen some tempest flare.
Yes, and I'm surprised that Nezde Sahin hasn't entered the pitch in the second half.
Been one of spite, and that's showcased in Hume having 4 fouls. Just have to be careful. We spoke about Northern Phoenix and their likingness to go into the surplus of fouls, Adam, but the Black Army are no strangers themselves.
It's almost in their DNA. They also like to play an emotion, have the game in the balance, and perhaps unnerve their opponents mentally.
Stelitano for Sapina. Clipped it in for Henderson, whose touch was loose. Again, those little moments, the door slides a little bit. Murray went long. We talked about one goalkeeper tonight, Stat. What have you made of Gabriel Murray this evening?
I think Montfrey's just been a bit better than Murray tonight. Murray hasn't had as much to do what Montfrey has done tonight, but he's been good.
Not his usual self though, Stat. I want to say the first goal, which he got a palm to, might have just dampened his confidence.
Yes, it did, I reckon. I agree with you, Adam. You're talking about the Lucas Hogan one? But that was a well-placed
the placement
shot.
was fantastic, but perhaps by Murray's own standards, he thought he might have been able to do better.
I was going to say, that was some hit. And here is Murray. That's an errant pass. Zacharias got it back from Stelitano. And one Northern Phoenix a corner.
They've got to get Lucas Hogan back on the pitch.
Henderson steered for Dex. Dropped off for Stelitano. Klenaris, then Chichek. Stelitano picked it off! And smashed it wide.
Could be a yellow card.
Just for some frustration, he's given a talking to from the official. I think it was quite booking worthy. It's hardly a lash out in anger.
There's no need for him to kick the ball after it's, just leave it alone.
Can Hume go long and go searching? Henderson wanted to clip it down the line. This game's fallen just a bit stop-starty these last few minutes. Neither side being able to really make their mark. Temmel trying to create. Cut out by Henderson, who had Stelitano, who has thumped it in, and it swings again. This time Stelitano gets it right, and this time Phoenix are level.
Sweet Chin Stelitano music is ringing through the speakers at DCSS. The Italian stallion finds the equaliser, which Northern Phoenix were screaming out for.
Supreme, absolutely supreme from their Italian star. And he's at it again. Turkman with a good slide. It broke for Cicek, who Henderson collided with. And he'll go in the book for it.
An automatic yellow. Stonewall, wasn't it?
Definitely yellow. Great games tonight, gentlemen. Great games, all close.
To round out the year in the men's competition, it certainly has been.
Demarais looking for a timeout.
One which he will get. And Hume, having had their lead stripped away, will come back with a set-piece opportunity to reinstate it. As we go to timeout, it's 4-4 between Hume and Northern Phoenix.
Let's go. Temmel from the free kick opportunity. He's already raised the roof tonight with a goal of his own. Rolls for Cicek. Monfroy, in fact, no, it's not. Understudy's been thrown in.
What do you think about that, Ethan? An intense game like this, you've just subbed the keeper, and I thought Monfroy was having a very good game. This could backfire on Phoenix.
It's a risk. Certainly is a risk. They seem to think it's one that might pay off.
And by the way, has he ever played a serious futsal game? I've never seen this keeper before.
Could be a top flight debut. Third choice for Phoenix, deputising Tyler Lewis.
Cicek. Temmel. Turkman. Here come Hume. Dex puts a firm challenge in. Kawuglu over the top. Hogan reads it. Stelitano tried to hold off two white shirts. Dex might have half an opportunity. Turkman had to get courageous.
Had to get a foot in, Turkman. Otherwise, Dex was all on his own. Did well not to foul him. Hume cannot put in another errant challenge.
Murray finds Cicek. Really shot away, but Hogan had ushered out of Cicek nicely. Dex, spearing ball for Henderson, well read. Cicek off half a turn. Fires wide. Salatano having quite the game tonight. Fancies his pace around that of Temel, who inadvertently took out Kawuglu. Salatano wanting players in the box. Hogan. It's a poor blip from Phoenix.
And it just kills the momentum as well. Hume have just started to be under the pump a little bit, and it's not something Suleiman Mohammed will want.
As Ramadan off the turn and hits the frame of the goal. How close was he there, Stat?
He had the keeper beaten. The bar just saved Northern Phoenix there, the crossbar. What a turn by Lockie Ramadan and a great shot on target.
Hogan had nobody home.
Oh, he gets back now, Lockie Ramadan. Oh, that's great play.
And he strolls forward. Swade. Temel. Nearing our last few minutes of futsal. In fact, we're in our last 3. Off the ball, Swade and Henderson hit the deck. That wasn't even in the frame.
My word. Those two have been going at it for the last couple of minutes. Hamza Swade protesting that he wasn't really deserving of a yellow for that, and he made a fair point. It was a pretty simple block, and in fact, he was the one who was impeded.
Temel might fancy his chances from here as he steps up to the plate. Dex with the block.
They're just hanging in at the moment, Northern Phoenix. Trying to withstand some Hume pressure. It could be a final 2-minute throw of the dice from either side to win it.
Temel, Turkman. Snapshot, deflecting ball. Hogan's touch fortunate, out of play the ball goes. Corner for Hume. Swade went quickly, Hogan read it best. Salatano rocking a hard place, corner again for Hume. The Black Army looking to pull off a move here from the corner. Temel. Henderson now can stroll. Salatano in support. Hogan back for him. Dex all on his lonesome. Henderson central. Hogan! That was the setup from Phoenix.
It was wonderful as well.
It was a great build-up, wasn't it, Ethan?
That kind of direction. It's just so pinpoint and so urgent from Northern Phoenix. And the touch from Henderson is fantastic. It allows Hogan to come onto it. You can see he just leans back and slices on the strike.
I just thought he should have done a bit better, Hogan. At least put on goal, at least.
Temel, Swade, back for Temel. 2.5, just under left. Ramadan. And I feel like Stat, the next shooting opportunity has to be perfect. It might be either side's only opportunity. Is Turkman. Big slide. He wanted the corner. He won't get it. Nico Gnadiadis and Fernando De Maria, Stat. Lots of voice from them both. Salim Mohammed and Romario Baha. Just a bit more tame at the minute. As Dex wins the ball back, Salatano was the target. Ramadan gets the ball away. No, he doesn't. It was out.
Ramadan's had a good game tonight, Adam. He's been back defending. He's been playing as a target. He's had a very good game, Lockie Ramadan.
Henderson side ball. Hogan. Henderson. Salatano. Has a glimpse, has the composure. Hogan not around Swade. Temel could have gone direct, slowed it. Ramadan took it on. And might have wanted that moment back.
Yeah. You're not going to trouble any futsal keeper from that distance, Adam.
Salatano against his counterpart number. Turkman. Standing challenge applied. Ball goes out of play. Phoenix inside their attacking third. Hogan. Drilling. Soto holding things up. And going solo. Nearly, in fact, the other way a foul's been called.
Turkman just wore one. Inadvertently. That's 5 fouls for Northern Phoenix.
The tightest of ropes they have to walk now. 1 minute and 35 seconds left. And they simply cannot concede a foul. In fact, it's less. It's a minute 26 on the clock. 8 goals, evenly split at 4 apiece. Could be late drama here. Timmel lofting. Hogan and Ramadan coming together. Lots of strength from Lucas Hogan. Soto chipping. Smith has the engine to run here. Asks a lot of Timmel. That might be a move wasted.
It might be a crucial look for Hume as well that goes astray. Every single moment matters as we approach the last minute. You've got to remember, although Phoenix have 5, Hume have 4 fouls too.
Soto with Ramadan, the two man mammoths coming together. Smith went on his own. Stellatano stuck a leg out. And now Ramadan has the passing option. Might go on his own. Stellatano with the block. Ball bouncing. Could have favoured Stellatano. Hits the canvas. Ramadan got inventive. Ball in dispute. Smith wins it. Goes for Timmel. Inside our last minute. Everybody upstanding here. Beside us on both benches. Ramadan onto his right foot. Palmed away. Soto controls. Where's Gerardo going to go? Has Timmel on his case. No foul, the call.
Suleiman Mohammed not
Hume will
happy.
come away with possession. Smith, Ramadan will want that back again.
Should have done better, Lockie Ramadan there.
That's wasteful from Ramadan. It really, really is wasteful.
Stellatano the target.
Oh!
Stellatano nearly at the death.
Suleiman Mohammed's glasses are fogging up at him.
Giovanni Stellatano nearly stole the show. And Sully Mohammed and the Phoenix bench were desperate to issue a timeout. And upon the resumption of play, have a corner. It's 4 goals apiece. All to play for.
This is complete madness.
It's complete madness according to Stat as we cross to timeout. .21 seconds left on the clock for these sides to swap places. Phoenix need a goal for that to be the case. Still 4 weeks of championship futsal remaining at state league level. And although it might be soothing for some that the season comes to its conclusion, for all players on the court right now, it's only the start of their campaign to safety. And it begins in these next 20 seconds. 17 on the clock. Phoenix wanting the goal to win it. If Hume can transition quickly, they might just find the same. Henderson took it on. It kept lofting.
It's a real succession for Northern Phoenix. Opportunities that might have gone wasted. Is that their last look?
Murray flings it. Swade controls it, mind you. Northern Phoenix, they cannot concede a foul. It will give Hume a golden opportunity. 9 seconds on the clock. Timmel ticking down. Tobias Jr. Smith for Mo Timmel! And Hume are in raptures. It's Mo Timmel time in Darebin. He finds his second. Hume hit the front with seconds to go. Theo, what is it?
Oh, it's amazing. That's what it is. It's madness.
pure madness from Mohammed Temel.
Man of the match tonight, Ethan.
Has to be, but it's not over yet. There's 4 seconds on the clock. And Phoenix have a corner. They couldn't, could they?
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Temel might have just snatched it. Hume, no matter what you feel now, are going to hold out.
Hogan, Stellatano nipping at the heels. Murray, it won't matter. That's the whistle. The Black Army with a spirited win. It showcases what they've been about in recent weeks. A real feel with the Black Army. And they finish in 5th in the second season of 2025. Another thriller between Northern Phoenix and Hume FC. It always seems to deliver. And the season ends in that fashion. Nothing changes on the ladder. Playoffs, all that remains. Ethan Rigg, a calendar year has passed in the men's competition. All's now has been said and done. Our attention turns to the playoffs. But in one word, describe the year that was in the men's competition.
In one word.
In one word. We're keeping it simple. You talk too much, man. We need one word answers from you.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
Well, he's not wrong.
If you want to, box office. It was unbelievable. It's an incredible season.
Darabin, which was our new home, gave us a fair bit to enjoy. Many moments of drama on the new big court. And I'm sure Ethan Rigg, to speak on his behalf, has loved every second of it, as we have. But that is another calendar year of the Series Futsal Victoria men's campaign said and done. Fitzroy ended as the champions. The Blues kept themselves perfect against their longest foes. And Hume find themselves remaining in 5th place with the full-time score here. Hume FC 5, Northern Phoenix 4. Our attention turns to Sundays. The championship still in dispute. Both these sides in the men's competition will return to fight for their place to remain upon that of season 2026. But that is that from us, from the broadcast position. Ethan Rigg, an absolute pleasure. Should have been done sooner, you being here with us. But we're lucky to have him, as we're lucky to have you watching at home. Adam Palombi signing off. We'll catch you on the playoffs. And until then, have a good one.
في أكبر